afternoon! Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the George Russell career mode. I hope we're all doing very well. I hope we're having a decent Friday so far. Let me just double check I've got everything as it should be. There we go, beautiful. Have I even got pedal cam working? Is pedal cam working today? Is it working? Pedal cam is actually working, chat. I can't believe it. Hello. Look at my feet. I hope we're all doing very well. We've got Archie, we've got Luke, we've got OG Play, we've got Kurt, we've got Jack, we've got Chris, we've got Dart, we've got LM, we've got Angry Blonde Clips, we've got Chris, we've got Smurf. Welcome, everybody. Now, first of all, I've got to get some admin bits out of the way. Obviously, I should have done this race last week. Just a load of stuff got in the way, so unfortunately I never got a chance to. So yeah, we're going to be back today, and hopefully giving it a bit of a whirl. But yeah, it's hopefully going to be a fun one, of course. And well, we need to try and make sure that we stay in good championship contention, don't we? As we get towards the end of the season. I mean, yeah, Charles Leclerc are actually doing very well currently, but we'll wait and see. Matt just didn't want to race around Mexico. It's not a track I particularly enjoy in the F1 games. I will hold up my hand and admit it is not my favourite venue in all of Formula 1. But that being said, it can still be quite an entertaining race around here. As I just want to double check because we had a couple of issues with it recently. Oh, there we go. Vertical POV is also working as well. So that is wonderful news. Hey, welcome in, Matt. I hope you're doing well, mate. So all of my streamed career modes are 100% races. All of my, other, video career modes are normally 50% races. How does Alex only have 5 points and Ocon has 0? Because we've only done a handful of races so far. So we started this season back at Zandvoort. So Charles Leclerc's been very consistent. Apart from Zandvoort, he's only finished in the top 2. We've been decent. We've obviously had that one win in Singapore, but we've kind of just been a bit all over the show. Lando Norris has not... He's finished 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 7th so far. So he's kind of been a bit all over the place. Oh, mate, that NASCAR Truck Series race yesterday. Genuinely the most fun I've had doing a race on any game in a long time. And today's, without giving too many spoilers, isn't. Tomorrow's again, though, is very good fun. So, yeah, we've kind of... The Truck Series is an up-and-down experience from what I've done so far. Malik, welcome on in, as well as F1 Careers. I hope you're doing well. Although we need to talk about that TV series. What that TV series? What are we talking about? So, the 16th place I believe we got in Baku was a puncture late on, wasn't it? I got a puncture, 2 laps from the end. So yeah, that was a bit annoying, and it cost us. I think we were on for a decent result in Baku, if I remember correctly. Meme in staff chat. You got the names so wrong. What? What did I do? Oh, about was this the Malcolm in the Middle one? Was I a complete moron or something? Oh, Morgan in the Middle, did I say? Oh man. I didn't see that one. Oh, that's brilliant. That's hilarious. Hey, so welcome on in. And Max, I hope you're both doing very well. I did respond to the churros. Because, I mean, churros are great though, aren't they? I love churros. So, we need some new components for this weekend. Not too many though. But I think this might actually be a good track for the Merc. Because obviously it's got a lot of front end. So, fingers crossed, obviously, we can keep bringing upgrades. And everything like that. I don't know if we can do any more prior to this weekend. Oh, we did have one failed. So we'll do that then. That should be all of our R&D gone. I mean, we may as well just spend all the R&D I can, Martin and I. We're not going to do a season 2 of this series. Hey, welcome on in, AC. I hope you're doing well, mate. How do you only have 5 views? Because short format streaming is not the popular one. So I'm live streaming this on YouTube, YouTube Shorts, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok today. I'm hoping I've got everything all working again. It is also Lane Rigs, not Laney. I apologise for that one. It has been rectified for round 2. I'm just a moron. I didn't actually realise that Lane Riggs was a bloke either. I thought he was a woman because I thought his name was Laney. So I kept saying she. Is he going to complain on the radio like real life? I think if Antonelli doesn't let me buy, then surely I'll complain on the radio. Ugh. Right, are we ready to go on with this chat? I always forget this series I don't need to do like any YouTube intros or anything. It is just, obviously, live. I've got to use 35 seconds of ERS throughout an entire weekend. What kind of a estimation is that? That's incredible. Complete 10 laps, I should be able to do that. And, I mean, I may as well just do one practice session, mightn't I? Those have got to be the easiest programs I think I've ever been given inside this game. That's hilarious. It wants me to do basically nothing at all. Are we good to go though, chat? I think we're good to go, aren't we? I've got new parts going on. I think everything I need to. Yeah, anything that's kind of like getting quite worn, I've just put new parts on. I'm good at nothing. I apologise. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. That's kind of the way I work. Oh, this is
Thank
weird.
You for joining us in the track
I completely forgot about this in the game.
Very shortly.
Only happens halfway through season
Naomi
1.
Schiff alongside me.
And normally
Before
that's
we
Hungary.
Focus on that, Naomi. I'd just like us to consider
The Cadillac sponsors on the My Team car are mods
driver
for
moves
PC.
up and down the paddock. Just how
Hey, welcome in, Callum. I hope you're doing well,
is
buddy.
it
And
to
Speed
focus on
Gamer.
putting in strong performances at the same time as negotiating your future?
Well, it can be a really
Are we
big
gonna see
distraction,
George Russell
particularly for
walking
the
down
drivers
the
who are
paddock?
out
I
of
think we
contract
are.
at the moment. And for them, it's going to be
What's
the
your
challenge
stream
of
cut to name
managing what they're
down? It's
doing
got to be
off
about
track
300, isn't
and
it?
compartmentalizing that from what happens on track, because we know that this next decision in their
So I
career
was
is going to be a
hoping
big one.
that
So that can put a lot
the
of pressure on your
last
shoulders, but you
weekend
don't
we were
want
going
that
to
put so much
tick
pressure
off
on your shoulders
the
that you start overdriving,
1,000
making
hours
mistakes,
streamed
because
on
in this
Twitch.
sport, you can go
Obviously,
from
then Le
0
Mans got
to
cut
0
short,
in an instant.
so I'm like 15 hours short, I
Easier
think,
said
of
than
getting to
done, Anton,
1,000 now,
as we pass
which is
by
kind
a
of
driver
mad.
now who's considering their future.
I have a
Even if you've got
Fanatec
contract,
Formula Feed
they're not
2.5X
necessarily,
with
even
a
worth the paper they're
CSL
written on. You've got to keep putting in
GT
really big, impressive performances.
It's an industry that demands.
Wait, did I ignore
perfection
your 70
from
stream,
not just the team,
stream
but the
streak
drivers
yesterday?
as
Did
well,
I not? I'm so
first
sorry.
and foremost. So if you start to relax in any way, even if you have a multi-year
Anthony
deal in
Davidson
place,
looks
like you say, not worth the
rough
paper it's
in this
written
game.
on, because you can be kicked out before you know it.
Anthony
If the performance
Davidson
starts to
inside
slip,
this
the team will have
like
their eye
cutscene
straight
genuinely
away,
looks like
and
he's
you'll
got
be out the door.
jaundice or
So
something.
no room
It's
for
really weird.
complacency. Let's see who can put in some big performances on track
Pren,
today.
thank you
All
for the
the
follow,
action
mate. I
up
appreciate
next.
it.
Don't
I
go
hope you're doing
anywhere.
well. I'm on random one. I miss when Matt streams early morning EST. It's perfect for me. I like to do kind of... I like to mix it up. I think we do pretty well now of obviously doing 2 or 3 streams in like the middle of the day and then like 2 or 3 streams of an evening as well. So it kind of means that different people get to come in. Which is always nice. It's dry! It's a dry weekend! Oh, that's so much better. So much better. Oh, I'm sorry, Dar. Yeah, that gives me a bit more confidence here. I think Mexico in the rain would not be a fun event. So, I've got a heated rivalry with Oscar, and I've got a heated rivalry with Oscar. So, I need to make sure that we're careful with those. But, I mean, sensibly now, Charles Leclerc's got a target on his back inside the game. Am I doing Movember this year? I could do Movember, but, like, I just don't grow enough facial hair to really make it worth it. I could probably go the whole month without shaving, and I just have a bit down the sides. That would be it. Ironically, even though my surname is Beard, I can't grow a beard. Which there's a cruel irony to that. Wet tyres on a dry track at Monaco and cockpit cam is an experience. I reckon I'd be alright with that. It's just Drift City, surely.
The is quickly filling up. A very warm welcome to the buzzing metropolis.
Hey, welcome in,
that is
Langman. I hope you're doing well,
Mexico
mate.
City.
Fun fact, Bahrain and Miami are the same length, with both of them being 5.412 kilometers long. I did not know that. I knew they were both 57 laps, but I did not know that they were exactly the same length. That's quite impressive, actually. What's more impressive about that is that Bahrain is such a reliably good track, and Miami is terrible. That's probably the most impressive bit about that. Toast, welcome on in, buddy. I hope you're doing well, mate. Thank you for the bit as well. I appreciate it. So, I think this weekend I'm going to have to run slightly less downforce than my normal setup. I think the Mercedes has got good front end, so I want to be careful with it. But we need to have good straight line speed, otherwise we'll get a bit stuck. So I'd rather gain a little bit of time for free down the straight. I just have to hang on to it through the corners. Do you think Lando Norris will lose the championship lead in Sao Paulo? Possibly. I mean, it's a sprint weekend. It might well be that he loses the championship lead and then regains it again during Sao Paulo. That would be quite interesting. I am genuinely, Ethan, exactly 6 foot. Like, I know when someone says they're 6 foot, they're actually like 5'10" or 5'11". I am dead on 6 foot tall. Which always then was quite funny when I used to be on, like, dating apps and stuff, when you obviously go on a date with someone and they go, "Oh, you're actually you're actually quite tall." I'm like, "Yeah, but it says on my profile I'm 6 foot." They go, "Yeah, but normally, like, people aren't 6 foot. Like, you're taller than most people that are that say they're 6 foot." And I'm like, "Well, I'm actually 6 foot. Like, I don't really know what else you want me to say." Toast with another bit. Thank you, buddy. Right, come on then. Let's see what we can do. Hey, welcome in, Avengers. I hope you're well, mate. What? Hey? That did track limits. Okay. Gotta be more careful with that then. Curbs isn't lying, he just stoops over. That's what Curbs does. He's actually so tall that he feels a bit self-conscious about just how tall he is. So he tries to hide his height. His great height. Curbs has got to be about 6'4", I reckon. But he doesn't like kind of like being bigger than other blokes. Matt definitely just talks about F1 on his dates. Most of the reasons back when I was on dating apps, most of the reasons I would get dates is because I would speak to someone that was an F1 fan. I'm pretty certain my opening line with Last212 was, you're gonna like this chap. I'm pretty certain my opening line with Last212 was, "If I can guess your favourite driver, can I take you out for a drink?" Because that normally means you get a response as well, because they've got none to lose. Keep that one in your back pockets for when you need it, people. I don't need it anymore, so you guys can have that one for free. Did you guess? I did guess correctly. The thing is as well, chat, what you gotta remember as well is when you say that to someone, when you say that to a lady on social media, 9 times out of 10 the answer is Charles Leclerc. As long as you guess Charles Leclerc, you're normally bang on. Unless there's like something glaringly obvious in their profile, it's always Charles Leclerc. So again, keep that one in mind. Didn't know F1 could riz someone up. I mean, you can riz someone up with some Formula 1 knowledge. I mean, I wouldn't say it was quite Formula 1 knowledge, but just good guesswork. Yeah, you either go Charles Lando, or occasionally I go with a really world one and say like Sergio Perez, because then that would normally mean they go like, "Oh no, not Sergio." If she says Nico Hulkenberg, she's a keeper. If someone said to me Nico Hulkenberg, I just think of Jamie, and that's not what Jamie is not what I look for in a romantic partner. I'll level with you guys. I love Jamie, but not in that way. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Last212. She's probably actually tuning in right now because she's got radar when I'm talking about it. Yeah, I say she's Charles Leclerc's Kota lap from 2022, and he's racing off into the sunset. God, I forget how much for an end this month's got. Toast with another bit, and Dart with 10 bits. Sorry, thank you, buddy. Apparently, I just don't see anything that Dart is posting. Have I got him muted or something? I'm getting concerned. Last212 is working. She'll probably still be on lunch break, so she sometimes tunes in and lurks in the streams just for a few minutes. Normally, it's to see if I'm nearly done, or to then tell me off after the stream for saying something I shouldn't. Hey, welcome in, Marcos. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Right, so the big issue for me this weekend is shock horror track limits. I feel like I might struggle here with track limits, just because Mexico is such a flow-based circuit, and I struggle with the flow. So I'm going to try and make sure that I really nail all of the practice programs. Which team do I think will take P2 in the Constructors? Ferrari looks good in Mexico. Now, I know that's no guarantee of future performance, but I do think having 2 experienced drivers might help them out by the end of the year. Ah, no worries, Toast. I hope you're doing something more exciting. I think, so Creator Series, I think the options are either, it's something ridiculous like Australia, Shanghai, I want to say Japan, and like Miami or something. It's a really odd 4th choice, so I think it's probably going to be Australia. That's my guess for tomorrow. Just because it's a high-speed circuit and therefore it'll be a bit more random. So yeah, I think we're going to be doing Australia in CS tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it though, after a couple of weeks away. It's nice to get back in again. Come on, let's try and get the practice program. There we go, right into the purple. Nice and tidy. Give us a key purple. There we go, purple. Beautiful.
Job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage.
That's been demoted to CSF4.
And I can take you through the
CSF4
numbers.
is genuinely better from the opening 2 races I've done, I would argue. I'm doing career mode, just normal driver career mode with dual throttle for today. So, if you want the full normal stream, Thomas, it's here on this channel. If you literally click on my logo and go to live, you can see the normal stream. The main reason I do the vertical stream is to then get people to come over to the normal stream. That's why I do them. Because I agree, I don't really understand, for a game like F1, the big appeal. But it seems to work quite well. I'm a little bit gutted that I had that one little slip-up last night. Because otherwise, especially with what happened towards the end, we genuinely had the pace to win. But we're up to, I believe we're 3rd now overall, just by being consistent. I think we're behind Sparks and Greedy. So, we're doing pretty well early on. I mean, I think we're at an oval next, so that one's going to be brutal. But we could be in the fight, I want to say. I want to believe we could be in the championship fight. Oh, Toast, I wish you the best of luck, buddy. I hope it all runs smoothly, sir. I do play iRacing. I play iRacing quite a bit. I mean, that's why I sometimes post some iRacing clips here on TikTok. Well, the first Creator Series Oval race we did at Las Vegas was probably the best race we did all season. Not in terms of just me, but it was probably just the best race because we didn't have that many people show up. But the Indy 500 was carnage. But I would have thought with the F4 car, now I haven't ever done USA International, or if I have, I don't remember it. But I would assume with the F4 car, USA International will just be about getting a qualifying lap in. I can't imagine you're going to be able to make many overtakes. So we'll wait and see. Ooh, right, come on. Why have we got a traffic paradise through the final couple of corners? Ugh! Ugh! Scary. Come on, don't mess up. Let's use a bit of battery again. We are barely scraping these by. Opinions on the Lewis and Max incident in Mexico. I think Hamilton could have been smarter about backing off a bit more after he cut turn 4. He should have probably backed up towards Behrman again, and I think had he done that, he might have got away with it. But people seem to also forget that Max also missed turn 4. So even if Lewis had got the car slowed down, Max would shovel him off again. Secondary, of course, Max also barreled into him in turn 1. So Lewis kind of gave it as good as he got. I think they could have very easily been penalties for both. Who wins the Brazilian Grand Prix? I have no idea yet. Maybe Lando? I'll have to wait and see if it's raining. I think that's going to be the big decider. No! Ah, that's what I'm annoyed with. That's what I've got to avoid doing here. Track limits can be quite tight around this place. So I've got to make sure that we keep it tidy. Yeah, like I said, I think Lewis was unlucky that he got the penalty, but he probably could have avoided it. He didn't even have to let Behrman through. Just if he'd been a bit, kind of come off the throttle a bit more, I think would have been better. It was good to see Behrman, though, firing up the front. That was quite cool. I like Ollie Behrman. Apparently, obviously, with a result like that, Ferrari are considering him for 2027, if Lewis doesn't improve. Hey, Mark on him beaming. I hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, well, Russell's won Brazil before. It has, in previous years, been a good Mercedes track in the ground effect era. Whether that'll carry over this year, I don't know. But it could be another Russell win. I mean, to be fair, so far, Russell, since we started this series at Zandvoort, we've won one race, and we won exactly the same race that Russell won. That's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? Russell won. So, yeah, I mean, if we win Brazil next week, then surely that's a good omen. I mean, if I win Mexico today, then I'm slightly confused. Because we already know the IRL result. So the iRacing Create Series and the F1 Create Series is hosted and ran by the same team. I quite like doing this race sim run today. It's just good to try and get my eye in. I think qualifying might be brutal, though. I mean, it could be another Verstappen win, you just don't know. I think the big question is, will Ferrari win? That's what I want to see. Could, I mean, I think everybody's kind of saying Mercedes will be very good at Vegas again. But then, obviously, they delivered at Singapore. So you just don't really know, kind of, whether the Mercedes is still good in colder temperatures, or it's good at kind of those circuits with quick changes of direction, and just Monaco didn't suit them. And even then, Monaco wasn't even kind of a fair reference, because Antonelli slapped the wall and Russell had an engine failure, didn't even quite. It was all a little bit peculiar. I quite like these pedals. They're not, like, the greatest in the world, but they work quite nicely. I've had no problems with them. This series, I believe, is still full qualifying. I don't run... Where I only ever do one race stream in this, it's full qualifying. It was... No, you could still use DRS in CS, couldn't you? It was just ERS you couldn't use. I mean, like I said, I just finished up the Le Mans stream, obviously annoyingly, because obviously we had to retire. And I saw that scenario, and I was like, I'm so happy I'm not bothering with this. And it was an absolute disaster anyway. Race got restarted, game crashed again. I was just so happy I didn't bother with that. Because it was an absolute disaster. Although, to be fair, I was having a look at the points table. Had we converted some of the other results that I probably should have, we could have been quite high up the order, but of course then it would have meant I would have been in worse cars in different places. It's a bit difficult to tell, but I definitely feel like I'm getting stronger in CS. I'm getting more and more used to it and everything else.
Okay, test complete, and that was a
I
really
think
good
I'm in
job
the McLaren
indeed.
this
We got a lot
weekend,
of
but I don't
valuable
know for
information
sure.
out of that. Well done.
If we are, then surely there is a win on the cards, depending on what happens. But we shall wait and see. You know, I think it might be Ches and I in the McLaren. I honestly don't know. There we go. So we've got purple, purple, and purple. So that's all good. It is full qualifying, yes.
And that's it. Practice is
Hopefully
officially
Scott Taylor
over.
isn't in the McLaren
Until
at any
next
point.
time,
I think
goodbye.
Scott Taylor's given up, or he's going to give up, or something. I think I saw. Because GB's gone. I think Scott Taylor's gone. They are dropping like flies now. I am slightly... I'm not, like, massively concerned, but I am getting slightly concerned about where the future of CS is. Has it kind of ran its course? Is it like, me being there, is that going to be the death nail for Create Series? Maybe. We'll wait and see. Like, it just doesn't... I think a combination of, again, another game that maybe isn't perfect. I think people are struggling. You look like Matt212. No, wait, people say that all the time.
What an atmosphere we've got. The fans have been here since dawn.
Nelson, if you head to Matt212 Racing over on YouTube, all of my setups for F125 are there.
To set the grid for tomorrow's Grand Prix.
Right, come on then, chat.
Day.
Get your predictions in.
Mexico
If you're on Twitch, you can bet some noggins right now. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Kick, if you're on TikTok, come over to Twitch, bet some noggins. We're trying to hit 10k followers by the end of the year. And you can win more noggins if you get it right.
Radio check, please. Radio check.
So come over, do it. You won't regret it. Twitch is also where I do all of my live streaming, as opposed to just some of it. So if you always want to see my live streams, Twitch is the place to be. Let's have a look then. I think I'm happy with the setup. I think, yeah, we should be good with the setup. I used to race in the 2-2 Racing League. That is a blast from the past. Man, what a disaster that was. Hey, it was good fun the first season, and then I just didn't have enough time to do it properly. Which still annoys me, because I probably should have done better. But it was we had some good races. Right, I don't believe it's going to rain then. But I think we're good. Right, what kind of... I mean, we should be able to get through Q1, shouldn't we? Fairly comfortably. Do you think Antonelli should still be at Mercedes? Mercedes knew that Antonelli was a longer-term project. They just didn't want to end up in a scenario where they lost another Verstappen. So Antonelli, they brought him in slightly too early at Mercedes, but it was far better than not bringing him in and then losing him. And to be fair to him, he has had some high points this year as well. But also going up against a George Russell that looks very comfortable in that Mercedes team is no easy feat. But I think Antonelli has done an acceptable job. Right, come on then, let's see what we can do. I don't do any career modes or anything like that I don't stream. The amount of time I stream or play F1, I don't want to do any more of that off camera, like career modes and stuff. Plus, I prefer doing them for videos anyway. So yeah, all of like the career modes I've got going on F1 are obviously either streamed or videos, or usually both now, a lot of the time. Right, come on. Nice and tidy. Right, like I said though, this first lap is just a bit more of a banker in Q1. I mean, we've got it on mediums, so there won't be as much grip. But it's kind of a, if we can make it into Q2, great. If we can't, then obviously we'll just focus up and go again. I mean, we're 1.5 seconds up on Ben by the end of Sector 2, so things are looking alright. It's normally this final sector where I struggle. I think obviously because I'm running quite low downforce, we're a little bit compromised through Sector 3. That was nice though. Whoa! Big snap over here on the exit. 59 P5? That's pretty good going for a first run, considering I didn't even use all the battery. I made a bit of an error. I'll take that. I would take that rather happily. Yeah, I've got no personal
Okay, we've
time
only
for
got
gaming.
1 lap of fuel remaining.
I think the thing is genuinely what people forget a lot of the time. And I know, like, personal friends ask me this, and you guys ask me this quite a lot as well. I spend so much time gaming as a job. The last thing I want to do after a long, stressful day of gaming is sit back and do some gaming. I spend so much of my day sim racing, and I absolutely love it, don't get me wrong. But I don't sit down of an evening and go, oh, you know what I'm going to do to relax? I'm gonna do some more sim racing. In the same way that you guys, obviously, you know, a lot of you will have jobs. And you won't get home after a hard day of work and go, oh, I want to do exactly that still. F1 2020, goated F1 game, Jimmy. I hope you're having fun with it, sir. Why, Steve? Why? That is so alarming. Do I need to go out again? I mean, we lost a 10th Sector 1, a 10th Sector 2. It was just Sector 3 where I struggled. But, I mean, look at that. 6 cars from 6 different teams that are inside your top 6. Norris way down the order. Let's not forget, inside this series, Norris is already beating Piastri in the championship. So he's going pretty well. I think we're safe into Q2, but I might just do a run to get my eye in a bit. I'll go out with a bit of time and hopefully don't do something stupid. Oh, that's rough, DX. That is, yeah, when you lose a championship thanks to a mechanical failure, to know that RNG cost you is painful. I don't know about anybody else, but it has been absolutely, like, hammering it down all morning with rain. And it's finally cleared up. It still looks quite overcast outside, but it's nice to actually see some sunlight. I hate winter in the UK. I would quite happily leave the UK for 6 months a year to escape winter. It just annoys me. It's so grey and dark all the time. I don't want to go to the southern hemisphere for a few months. I would quite happily, I know I've said this the last 2 and 2, if we had the money and the resource and everything else, I would quite happily spend 6 months of the year in the UK and then the other 6 in Australia. Oh! Sorry, DX. Well, fair play to him for admitting it. Never said it was mechanical. I'm just bad. I think our medium lap was actually pretty good here. We'll wait and see if we find a bit more time through the end of the lap. But after Leclerc, oh, I went a bit quicker. It's a bit scary over the curves. Oh, that could have been lap gone. I mean, it's not important. Yeah, we are still P5. Hopefully this final sector is going to be where we find a bit more lap time. Oh, there we go. Well, we're a quarter of a second up, 3/10 up. That's pretty good going. That puts us P3. I mean, we're only slower than Leclerc and Piastri in Q1. Oh, can we hold up Verstappen? I'll hold up Verstappen. Okay, Pierre. Oh, yeah, I mean, we should be safely through unless something ridiculous happens. P2, Ferrari 356, Mercedes P3 355, Red Bull 346. I mean, in many ways, it's kind of impressive, obviously, you know, Verstappen has hard carried. But it's quite impressive that Red Bull are still as close as they are. Right, we're going to see any shockers. Surely, I mean, we should be through, shouldn't we? Gonna move to Seville. A lot of people really like Spain. I don't have anything against Spain, but I don't think it's where I go. I think given the chance. That's basically just the UK jelly. There we go, though. So, Leclerc fastest Q1. Piastri ahead of myself. Sainz and Alonso. I don't know whether you guys notice this in your career modes, but I always feel like when Sainz and Alonso are good, they're always both good together. Really, really weird. Hamilton, Antonelli, Albon, Norris, both Saubers into Q2. So, who's out in Q1 then? So, Tsunoda out, that's disappointing. Stroll out, that's not really a surprise. Behrman, Lawson, and Doohan all out there. So, there's a couple of surprising ones in there. I think Yuki will be a bit disappointed. Verstappen there, actually much closer to the drop zone than I'm sure he would have ever wanted. Maybe Red Bull is struggling here. Hey, thank you, Labot. I appreciate it, buddy. I need all the luck in the world.
Okay, mate. Radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
Yeah, I don't own a shed yet. Give it time. I'll have a shed soon. Right, I'm gonna go out, do a banker on the old set of softs, and then we'll go out and do a proper run as well. I want to just make sure I've got 2 fresh sets of softs for Q3. That's always kind of my goal.
We've dropped to P15.
Yeah, Tsunoda living up to expectation, getting knocked out in Q1. I mean, he has actually been better in the Red Bull. He didn't get caught on the live feed, but in Mexico he had a slow pit stop that cost him points. And on a weekend where Max, to be fair to him, did very well to even end up with P3. I think Tsunoda, if he'd finished like P7, P8, would have probably been good enough for Red Bull this weekend. Right, I'm scared now that Norris is going to try and jump me. I do not want to be battling Norris on a qualifying lap. I think we should be safe. Maybe. So let's not forget, these tyres have already had a lap of anger done through them. Okay, you can get away with a fair bit here. Yeah, I'm probably going to bottle it immediately. I need to get rid of my bottling reputation. 2026 is the year that Matt212 stops bottling races. Yeah, the Mexico statement that apparently was Lawson's fault is insane. I looked at that and was like, how on earth have you figured that one out? Easy. Okay, we're purple sector 1. I mean, if this is a 15, I'll be pretty happy. We pulled away from Lando a little bit, to be fair, so I think we've held up the McLaren man quite a lot, but I do not care. That's been a pretty good run. He says. I mean, look at that, that's a 15. We've gone fastest. Okay. Not going to complain. That was a tidy first run. That might be enough to see us straight into Q3, to be fair. I don't think I'm going to risk it. But I'm happy with that. Ocon up in P4 as well. So he's done pretty well. Yeah, what do myself and Ferrari have in common? That we both say next year's our year. Probably. It's painful, but it's true. Yeah, we'll 212 Motorsports will be flying. While we're doing more and more iRacing stuff. NASCAR 25, I'll finally have the channel monetized because YouTube's being a pain about that. So it's all going to be good. Is my whole... Like, unironically, Smurf, is my whole personality now bottling it? Am I like on the Simpsons meme where they're watching Homer and they're all like, wait a minute, he's about to do something stupid? Is that like my whole spiel? It's just everybody knows it's going to go badly wrong. 2 and 2 iRacing podiums. Oh, I hope so. We've had a couple before. We won Sebring, and we got a podium at Daytona. So it's not like we've never had a podium, but still. I've absolutely nailed it, have I? That's concerning. So Leclerc's gone 4/10 faster. 2/10 sector 1, and a 10.5 sector 3. That's alright then. YouTube being a pain. YouTube really likes to break streams, don't they? Like, the thing is, YouTube, in theory, probably has the best live streaming platform. But it just doesn't quite work like that. And it's very peculiar. I've just always got to be the bottler, have I? So if I stop bottling races, then you guys would probably leave. Is that what you're telling me? There would be no reason to watch Matt212 content anymore. I still want to back Oscar for the championship, but he's going to have to do something special now. Especially with the way Lando drove last weekend. That was the kind of McLaren dominance we'd come to expect this year. And Oscar seems to have an absolute stinker. Right, let's see if we can break into the 14s then. I'm going to try and save a little bit more battery this time. Oh, I'll go like that for... Before I forget. Always forget about the Delta. There we go, so even losing about a 10th down interval sector 1, I'm a 10th up on the way out. And I've got plenty more battery to use. Ooh, oh, that's good. This is what we need to be doing more. Oh, that's maybe not that. It's a really odd when you want to use battery down this short suit. You wouldn't think it makes much difference, but it really does. It's just because you kind of come out of that corner really low RPM. So the extra boost really does give you a lot of time. You can really attack that sausage kit. And it's 6/10 up though. This is going to be a good lap, actually. 14-8 then in Q2. I'm happy. I think it's going to be between Leclerc and I, unless anybody can spring a surprise. Yeah, Charlie's very, very good at career mode inside this game. I don't know why. I mean, you've seen it in my team if you've kept up with it. Leclerc's won every championship so far in that series. So for some reason, Leclerc and Ferrari do what they can't do IRL inside this game. But it kind of feels like it's been the case in the last couple of games that, like, if Ferrari don't mess up, like, the computer can't even work out how Ferrari mess up in the way they do IRL. That's what causes all the problems. Oh, I didn't even look who was out. Who was out, chat? Sorry, I didn't see.
Radio check, radio check.
Who's into Q3? I've got to work this out quickly. I'm an idiot. So, both McLarens are through, both Mercedes are through, both Ferraris are through, Verstappen's through. So, Sainz is gone. Both Saubers are gone. Gasly's gone. And oh no, Antonelli's there. Who else is gone? Sainz, both Saubers, Gasly. Who is it? No, Stroll was already out. Hadjar, yes, of course. I knew it was going to be someone. Well, it had to be someone, of course. What a stupid thing to say. There we go. Wonderful. Right, so we've got 2 fresh sets of softs, then ready for Q3. We know we've got good speed in the car. I think we just need to get on with it. I think we need to get out there and get our first run on the board. Perez. Yeah, I have sad news for you, Smurf. Although we will be back next year, which I guess provides some people with solace. There we go, Antonelli then, first one on the board. Oh, I don't want to be giving Verstappen a slipstream. There we go, I think he's on a lap there, so I think I've just ruined his first run. Only because the AI are really dumb in qualifying. Right, are we ready to go then? I'm going to try and use all my F1 Esports Pro strats. Longest run at the final corner. Use a little bit of battery on the run to the line. And he gives you the shortest run in towards turn 1. There you go, Piastri, that's a bit of a better benchmark. 15.3, Leclerc 14.8. That's what I expected from Charles then. So it is going to be tight between us and him, I think, this session. Like I said, this first lap is more about getting a banker. Oh, a little bit of wheel spin. But this is good. Is Max going to hold me up through Sector 2? Is he going to try and return the favour? We go purple through Sector 1. For some reason, this Mercedes has got so much front end, but it doesn't like rotating through those corners. I just don't think any Formula 1 car likes those corners. Oh, don't take too much on the apex. That was good, though. Did well. Come on, Max. Don't do anything stupid. Give me a slipstream. What are you doing? Move! Maximise the width through there. Haven't done that pretty much this session. Every time I felt like I've hesitated over that outside curb. No! No, 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 no. What's the time going to be? It's going to be a 1:14.9, so it wouldn't have been good enough for pole anyway. Am I on another run? Did it only invalidate last lap? I don't know, I've got no battery anyway. I may as well try and get a time on the board though. I just need a delta. Did it invalidate this lap as well, or was it just the other one? Yeah, it did. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. I never figured I'd be doing 2 qualifying laps in one go, but there we are. Well, we wouldn't have been fastest anyway with that first run, so it is what it is. Riley, thank you for the follow, mate. I hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Whoa, hello. Don't invalidate another one, please. Oh, that's close.
Less than 1 lap of fuel left now. The tank's
Just
pretty
draining
much
the
empty.
battery. I don't care how far down we are, as long as I keep it clean. This is what Formula 1 should do. You have to do 2 qualifying laps. There we go, we actually found time through the final corner. I mean, that still puts us P3. That's pretty good going. Ocon 5th? What's going on there? Okay. Esteban Ocon flying through. Yeah, we just had enough fuel to get both runs in. Logitech G29 is a good wheel for the budget. Would recommend. Hasn't given us much time to get back to pit lane though. So the game reckons there's 6 tenths in it. We are a 10.5 up in sector 1, basically quarter of a second down sector 2, and quarter of a second down sector 3. But we had no battery throughout most of that lap, so I'm pretty happy with that. Ocon, I remember him winning that race in the driver career mode, wasn't it? That was Shanghai season 1 of our Aston Martin driver career mode, and Ocon took the dub. And it was pretty impressive. I will give him credit. Right, we ready to go back out? I think we are. Let's make sure there's a bit less time on the board. And let's see. Max, welcome in. I hope you're doing well, mate. I think you should lock in for Creator Series. I would love to lock in for Creator Series. And like I said, I feel like I am genuinely making steady progress in CS. I feel like this season I've had more pace but been unluckier. So we are getting there. Right, come on then, one more run. I know what I need to do. Keep it clean, keep it tidy. We've got fresher tyres, we've got a whole charge of battery, as opposed to basically nothing. And I've already got the confidence of knowing I've got a time on my board. Don't invalidate immediately. Oh, come on. I always seem to seize up now in Q3 runs. I don't know why. I just panic. Oh, no. No. See what I mean? Just make little minute errors. That's good. Come on. 2 tenths up. Whoa, that was risky. I didn't mean to do that, but we'll take it. We got away with it. Oh, big send. Oh, come on. Get to the line. Get to the line. Oh, P2, I think. P2, we'll take it. We'll take it. I wish that worked in the game, Riley. I wish you had to run a ridiculously high downforce setup here.
We'll be live
Sadly, it doesn't, but it
for
would
the
be
Grand
cool.
Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Well, there we go. Charles Leclerc once again looking rapid inside this series, ahead of George Russell and Lando Norris there. Piastri will line up 4th ahead of Hamilton. So Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren all in the scrap. Verstappen, though, slower than Albon in the Williams as well. So doesn't bode well for him. But we've still got to keep thinking about Ferrari and the constructors as well. Let's not forget we're battling out with them right now. But yeah, a little bit disappointed with Antonelli. We could have had the pole. I think we made the mistake slightly at the final corner. But it is what it is. Put the chat back up again. Yeah, whilst I remember. Yeah, P1 was there for the taking, but P2 here in Mexico is not a bad place to start either. Hey, welcome in, Tasia. I hope you're doing well, mate. Right, come on then. We're ready for race time. For the Mexico Grand Prix. Oh, I've gained some rating. Wonderful. Wait, was I already 92 rated? I can't even remember. I got 480 pace. No, that did tip us over. Wonderful. DX, I guarantee you speak better English than I do whatever your mother tongue is. I cannot shame anybody for their lack of English skills. I mean, I can barely speak English half the time, it feels like. Don't bottle it. Why didn't I think of that before? Right, I think, yeah, we can't do any more upgrades or anything. I think we're good, chat. I think it's time to get your predictions in then for the race. Again, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Kick, if you're on TikTok, anywhere else, come to Twitch, bet some noggins, you win some points, and stay on Twitch. It's the better platform. Matt212, be there. Stealthy, thank you for the prime, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do a max. Gillen found an exploit. Sorry? What do you mean do a max? Is there an exploit on this game? Oh, can you like run wide, hit the wall, and you get away with it, do you? Yeah, Matt bottles it for more viewers. Absolutely. If you drive faster than everybody else, I think you'll win. Depends if you've got penalties or not, which is going to be the big concern here. I might get penalties, we just don't know. It's a tough old race, this one. It's quite a long one. Hey, welcome in, Mini Morris. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Yeah, there's always kind of been weird exploits like that. I assume, obviously, basically the game thinks you lose control, and you kind of trick it. I remember it was a thing back on F1 Esports years ago.
1963 here, and we've had a veritable who's who of winners ever since. It's Mexico City, and therefore the
But I think it was like back on F1 2018,
We're a long
where
way
you could do
above
like
sea level
opposite
here
lock,
in Mexico
and it would
today,
like
which could pose
basically
some
break
cooling
it.
issues for the cars as they make their way around this 2.6-mile lap.
How do I do a
17
full race?
corners
Because I
with
chat
top
to you
speeds in
guys.
excess of 220
Otherwise, I probably
miles
wouldn't do
per
a
hour.
100%
And
race.
watch out for potential overtaking into turns
If you
1
guys
and
just all
4.
stop talking to me, then I'd probably lose my mind.
Off the back of a fantastic
Hey, welcome in,
qualifying
Mohammed. I hope
session,
you're doing well,
it's
mate.
time to see how our starting grid
tipsy.
looks like for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up
What am I
on
going to do
pole
after
position,
my team?
just
I've
ahead of
already
George
got
Russell,
that all
who starts
decided
this event from P2.
up in there.
Looking at the
It's
rest
going to
of
take a
today's
couple of
grid,
weeks to get it
we
set up,
have
but I'm looking forward to it.
Norris, Piastri, and Sir
What's
Lewis
my
Hamilton,
plans? That's a
and
really good
Ocon.
question. I mean, I don't
Antonelli,
think you can try and
Albon,
plan too far in the future.
Verstappen, and
Because
Carlos
obviously
Sainz.
social media and stuff
Hadjar,
changes so
Gasly,
quickly. But
Nico
I've said it
Hülkenberg,
before, I'll say it
and
again.
Bortoleto,
I want to be making more
Sonoda,
general
Stroll,
motorsport content
Fernando
than just
Alonso,
F1.
and Ollie
So
Benn.
doing more with NASCAR, doing some
Lawson
stuff with
and
IndyCar,
Jack Doohan rounds off
MotoGP
the
as
grid.
well.
With preparations
just doing
almost
kind of more
complete,
different stuff.
let's head down to the track.
Is really what I want to do.
And alongside me today,
I never saw
Formula
this
One
video,
driver
GG. I've
and
just got no
former
idea what it
world
is.
Champion too.
I don't even know if it's
Told you
real.
I'll give you a big intro. Anthony Davidson, hello. So here we are, 2.2 kilometres up in the air, which I know is an unusual feeling for you, Mr. Davidson.
Yeah, I struggle to read
but
English.
for the drivers, it's even worse.
It is. The altitude
You only get
can
a
certainly
warning
get
and
to
not a
your head,
penalty for
Coffee,
cutting
that's
1,
for
2,
sure.
and 3.
Especially when you're walking
Okay.
up the stairs to the commentary box. I've seen it firsthand.
I mean, it's
ladies and
really, really
gentlemen,
odd
don't
because
you
it
worry.
feels like my
But
main
this
YouTube
circuit,
channel,
the problem
because
with
like
the
F1
altitude is it
exploded
takes
in
away your
popularity and then
downforce.
has slowly
You have to
tapered
go
off.
slower around the corners.
I don't
because you've got
genuinely
less
know like
downforce,
what
even
the
though
ultimate
you've
goal
got
would be
Monaco wing
on
packages
Matt212.
on your car. That's the challenge
Um,
of this incredibly unique circuit.
But like apart from that, I
Okay,
don't
give me a
know.
quick radio
I
check,
really
please.
just
Radio
don't
check.
know. I just want to make more content that you guys enjoy. And
Okay,
obviously
here we
hopefully be
go.
able to
I
build
know
up a
what
bigger
you can
team
do.
to
Don't let me down.
do more of it. The title was Matt212 Allegations. Good lord. Am I gonna get exposed like TRO Limitless or something at some point? Am I? Have I got to be careful? Max cuts the corner in Brazil and keeps the lead. He will probably still win, pen or not. Possibly. You never know. You never know. Yeah, I have these crises. I think, like, for me, I've always kind of thought, because I know I've spoken about this before, but I don't know, actually, I don't know if you can't even see it on, like, the other live stream formats. That was always, like, such an unattainable... You now can't see it on... Right, if I go this side, maybe you can see it everywhere. If I go like that, this was always, like... I remember when I first started doing YouTube, I always thought, like, even this would be impossible. So, like, to have this... I remember I got to 100k, And I think I got to 100k, I want to say just before Christmas one year. I think I got to 100k, I want to say Christmas of either... I think it was the end of 2023? I think? And I remember I was sat with my dad, because it had been a long year. It had been a difficult year. And everything, like, you know, like I think for a lot of people. And I remember my dad, we were sat there, we both kind of had a couple of drinks and stuff. And he basically said to me, he was like, so you've hit 100k now. He was like, what's the goal? And I just remember kind of being there, like, 1 million is so... I genuinely believe, if anybody is out there watching, I genuinely believe anybody, if they put enough time and effort in, can get to 100k on YouTube. I fully believe anybody with enough dedication and commitment can get to 100k, because I've done it. After 1 million is such a different number, though. You need a lot more things. You need enough people interested in that genre of content. You need enough people that like you. You need a lot more things to kind of get to 1 million. Matt flexing his play button. It genuinely isn't, because I could flex that all I like, but it's thanks to you guys, not me. I think kind of, for me now, obviously, a 212k, I guess, would be the goal. I think 212 would be... I don't think the end goal, because obviously, again, when there's always the option of 1 million, you want to go for 1 million, don't you? If Gillen still talks smack, you've got more subs on your main than him altogether. Gillen in the mud. Yeah, but he might get 2 play buttons, because I think his main channel's got like 90,000, doesn't it? So he might get there. But yeah, I mean, I think now, honestly, like, trying to get like Matt212 gameplay or some of the other channels, you know, towards like 50k, I think would be quite cool. That got very philosophical for a moment. We need to actually focus on this race, because we've still got 71 laps of... Pardon me. Still got 71 laps of Mexico to do. I think I just killed the mood with that. Medium. I'm going to do medium hard medium, though, I think. Because I always would rather save a set of mediums towards the end. And I want to see how far the hards can go. So we'll split it 25, 25. Oh, I guess we go 24, 25, 23, 25. Yeah, we'll go 23, 25, 23. Is Matt trying to do the whole sappy YouTube stick? I don't even need to, do I? I haven't been exposed for something yet. I'm going to play like a ukulele or something. Try and win you guys back. Yeah, a #1 goal is trying not to get any allegations videos. I love the fact it's such a bad term to use. My life is so boring. I would genuinely love to know what allegations people could actually come up with. Like, I live such a boring life for 99% of the time. All I do is make content, pretty much. Right, are we ready to go, chat? I think we're ready to go. Exactly. Jimmy's got 1 million. Super DT's got 1 million. Arrow will get to 1 million. There's a couple like AR12 and Slap Train have got a Black Panther have got 1 million. So it's certainly not impossible. But you kind of look at it, you go, well, Arrow's getting there. Ben could, I think, but I don't genuinely believe he's got really any, not any kind of drive to, but I just don't think he's that worried anymore. Ben's kind of done like everything he's ever wanted to with YouTube. He can kind of just do it and have fun with it. That is 100% talk.
No threat of
That's
rain
probably
for
the
time
worst
being.
allegation.
Conditions look good.
I cannot play the ukulele. I wish I could play the ukulele, but I can't. I am the least musical person in the world. Matt wears M&S underwear and pajamas. I don't think so. I don't know what underwear I am. I'm not going to do that on stream, actually. You got to remember as well, though, Ben gained a huge amount, obviously, during the COVID wave. But Ben had a huge audience before that as well. Ben was a real trailblazer in the F1 community. In kind of a similar but different way to ours. Like, they make their content in 2 very different ways. Yeah, like Ben, if he uploaded more content, he could probably get to 1 million. But I remember there was about a year where Ben, I think, actually lost subs. he basically stagnated at like just over 700k. F125's got better again for him. But yeah, basically, like if you go back and look through the data, pretty certain he basically spent a year losing subscribers. I do sometimes stream like a non-nail. I'm not surprised you're not into music, so 99% of the time you do this. Yeah, I'm just, no one in my family is musical. So it's just never been something I've picked up. Yeah, I sell feet sim racing content on the side. Oh, that was perfect.
Okay,
It's
incredible
all right, though.
parking there. Nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get good launch as the race starts.
Right, come on then. Let's see what we can do.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as
So
soon as the
hopefully
grid is
Norris
formed.
won't put us under
Be
much
ready with the
pressure
clutch.
on the run towards turn 1. Right, come on then. Keep it tidy. Done alright, I think. I think Oscar's actually got the best launch of anybody. That's all we wanted to try and go to the inside there. Norris has had an absolute stinker, so we will have the slipstream off for Charles Leclerc in towards turn 1. Piastri is up to P3. Antonelli's had a rocket ship launch around the outside of Charles. Oh, will we get it stopped just about there? Huge snap though through turn 2. So on Leclerc. Oh, we almost got turned by Piastri behind. Come on, off of the corner. Let's get the drive. Will we stay side by side with Leclerc then? Up in towards turn 4. Inside line yet again there. Can we just hook it up? No. Oh, can't risk it in a 100% race. Cannot risk it that early on in a 100% event. Just got to play it nice and tidy. As I mean, already Antonelli up to 3rd. What has Kimi cooked off the start? Love that for Antonelli. Oh, he's 4th again. Ignore me, chat. That was false alarm. Antonelli's not 3rd. That's a shame. Yeah, Charles Leclerc's just going to start cutting corners. He'll get away with it. I mean, if Charles and I can break away from everybody else nice and early, I guess that would work quite well. Where was it? Yeah, that's alright. Well, we survived lap 1. That's the important bit. Looks like
DRS
Antonelli
now
already
enabled.
beginning to struggle,
DRS
maybe.
enabled.
I'm not a big... I mean, the problem is for me is I'm probably lactose intolerant, so I don't drink much milk at all, whether it's chocolate or any other. The only thing I don't know, I don't even have milk cereal. I have oat milk. Well, no, almond milk, sorry, not oat milk. Oat milk makes everything taste of porridge. And I don't need my entire life to taste of porridge. Alright, come on. Nice and tidy. I think early on, the goal is just settling to a rhythm and try and keep up with Leclerc. He is championship favourite, so I've got to make sure I do that.
If you think you can get past,
Almond
use
milk
the
is
overtake button and see what you
normally
can do.
cheaper than normal milk, isn't it? I think. Well, there's not much in it. And I only have 1 carton a week to have my cereal. No, it's slightly more expensive than normal milk, I guess. But Last 212 absolutely thinks it's worth it for me. Otherwise, you face the consequence. And that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, I think... Sorry, I saw a comment a couple of minutes ago, just as we were gridding up, talking about being an F1 content creator. This is why I've got all the other channels where I want to do more different stuff. People that want to watch F1 content only want to watch F1 content. I remember when I first started out, and I'm talking like under 1,000 subscribers, I wanted to do F1 and Forza. And I got a little bit of a bump from the F1 content. And then immediately no one watched the Forza stuff anymore. And I knew then that I had to make the call of F1 or Forza. Maybe I was... I think I was... Yeah, no, I'm definitely right now to choose F1. Forza's dead, pretty much. But that was, I think, why Matt212 Racing was originally born. Was then it could serve, because I still enjoyed doing competitive Forza leagues. But obviously it was just the main channel was then pretty much dedicated to F1. But that's why, like, now, for example, obviously, I've done NASCAR on the channel. I want to do MotoGP. I want to do iRacing. And, you know, kind of all sorts of random bits and pieces that I have a lot of fun with. But that obviously just don't really fit on the main channel. Although I am trying to branch out the main channel a little bit more again. describe the 1% of life. I spent eating, sleeping, and talking IRL. Yeah, absolutely. That's about it. I do very little of anything else. I mean, I can talk you through like a typical day in the life of Matt212 if you really want to know. So I get up at 7 AM, or just before 7 AM, because that's when Last 2 and 2 leaves to go to work. I then switch on my PCs, get my office ready for the day. I then go make my breakfast and just look back at everything I need to do that day. Then normally between 7 and 11, or like 7:15 by the time I start, I record videos, and obviously slight bits and pieces like that. I then normally go for an apple at about 11 AM, and then edit up some stuff, ready for lunchtime midday, because I get hungry, so I have my lunch at midday, and then normally I take 45 minutes for lunch, come back, set up all the stuff for a stream, if it's a day like today, and then obviously stream for the afternoon. And then, obviously, if I've streamed in the day, then I have a chilled evening with Last 2 and 2, and render out some stuff and edit out a few bits and pieces, do some admin, or otherwise, normally, obviously, I'll either then record in the afternoon and then stream in the evening. Before I met Last 2 and 2, I think, again, I've told this story before, back when I was still working in the supermarket during COVID, I would get up at 4:30, go to work until usually 2 PM, get home, work on videos till about 11 PM, sometimes midnight, and then get up again at 4 AM and go back to work, or 4:30. I would basically work for 18 hours a day, every day, for about 2 years, to make this possible, to be able to do this as a full-time job. And that's what I mean about if you want it enough, anybody can do it. That was probably not a healthy time in my life. But Last 2 and 2's given me balance, bless her. As in, she tells me to stop working. The thing is, well, like, I know, like, people go on about, like, grind and hustle culture, and you see, like, all these Instagram millionaires and things like that, you know, it's all about the hustle and things like that.
To the car behind.
I think my big thing, of course, is that a lot of them are just trying to sell courses and stuff like that. I've got no interest in selling a course or anything like that. Now, I know I have, like, the channel membership and things like that, but that is just if you guys want to support me. You know, I make it very clear what those are about, and obviously people like sub on Twitch and stuff, which obviously, you know, really does help out. It does obviously make a huge difference. But I would rather make content that people can enjoy, and hopefully then they want to support me, rather than trying to sell a dream. That's what annoys me. Yeah, fake gurus, that kind of thing. You see so many on Instagram, and I genuinely don't get how any of them still make money. And I know a lot of it is like a rented lifestyle and things like that. I mean, there's literally companies now in like places like Dubai that specialise in you get like some Instagram pictures and things like that, which is wild to me. It's why, like, if you, I know obviously I've got like my YouTube Instagram, or like, sorry, my business Instagram page and my personal. I think there's been about 4 personal Instagrams this year. Not even that, I don't think. And they're basically all just ones that Last 2 and 2 posts for me.
1 second now. Well done. Let's try and get past in the DRS zone.
Yeah, I can only teach you how to bot races. That's a good analogy, Dom. I assume you don't have any links to the Iranian national football team. Okay, we're going on a real nostalgia tour today. I've just realized I'm 7 laps into this race, and I've just been following Leclerc for a while. I kind of just been locked into a bit of a trance. So Fanatec normally is somewhere, I think, between... It depends on what you're buying, but I think it's somewhere between 5 and 7.5%. So it is very, very helpful if you do use my link. say, I normally, if I push the link a bit more, I do normally get a decent kickback from
Let's
Fanatec.
use overtake
All
and
I
burn
would
off some
say
of this energy.
is that maybe wait for Black Friday, but if you already know what you want, then you do sometimes run the risk of stuff going out of stock. But it's the same with like Moser and stuff as well. You do not. Fair enough then, Dark. I'm nearer to counting to 10 on my fingers and I only have 9 fingers. I've only got 8 fingers. And then I've got 2 thumbs. So that you're probably closer to counting to 10 than most of us, actually. Scruffy. Can you play this on mobile? No. You can play F1 2016 on mobile, but not F1 25. Sorry, Scruffy, I had to. I had to, buddy. I saw the opportunity and I took it. Like I said, if you use the links and stuff, you don't pay any more. It's just a good way of supporting us. And then, plus, you got to remember as well, like Fanatec or Moser will see, like, that I'm driving sales to them, and they might reach out and want to do a project with me and things like that. It kind of helps in 2 ways, at absolutely no cost to yourself. And again, obviously, any money that you do spend with them that I get a kickback from just gets reinvested into the channel anyway. Scan, thank you for the follow.
Is dropping back by
Right, we're going to go for the lead,
3/10
chat. I think we're going to go for it. It's just Leclerc and I pulling away from Piastri. Antonelli's dropped back down to 5th. But there we go, to P1 then, for the first time this afternoon. Happy with that. We're making decent progress. Stinging Nettle, thank you for the follow as well. I can see Fanatec trying to enforce that for a return policy. I'm still gutted because El Gato emailed me a few weeks ago and they were like, would you like want to work on a project? And I was like, absolutely. And then they never came back to me again. I was like, oh, okay, that's a bit sad. Ryan, thank you for the follow as well. I hope you're doing well. Oh, I gotta drink water. Oh, no, this is a bad choice. Oh, I almost got jumped by Leclerc there. That was a bad time to do it. I should have waited for the front straight. Hey, I appreciate it, Stinging Nettle. If I had £1 for every time someone came in saying they've seen me on TikTok or YouTube and I had no idea I streamed, I probably wouldn't need to stream as much, to be honest. Oh, there you go, yeah. Leclerc, we can't put up much of a fight.
Okay, we've lost a
Yeah,
position.
they saw
That's
my
us
bottom.
down a place.
The thing is with El Gato, that obviously they're basically now known for their stream decks, aren't they? Stream decks and capture cards still. I have 3 stream decks and 2 capture cards that I use from them all the time. Like, there's probably not many products I can advocate more for, because I do use them personally on the daily. I need a drinking tube. I saw that on Reddit, I think a few weeks ago. Somebody created like a drinks bottle that had like pressurized water tube that they could press a button on their wheel and it would basically throw water at them through this tube. My rig all in is probably about £2,500–3,000. Lays, thank you for the follow as well. I hope you're doing well. Right, is Leclerc and I just turning into a game of just re-overtake each other over and over? Any battery this time. Leclerc really wants to squeeze me into C1. Not sure why he wanted to give me such a squeeze there, but okay. I just want to make sure I got enough battery, because if I do go for it again, I want to try and get away. Tyre wear's actually looking pretty good though here. I reckon we could be on for a 1-stop instead. I don't know what the AI will do. They normally cause safety cars here, which causes problems. But I might try and stretch a one stop. Actually, I'm not sure it's worth it in Mexico. It's a really odd venue. The pit lane, you don't lose much time here. And you can gain quite a lot back on fresher tyres. We'll wait and see what Leclerc's doing. Because at the moment, I mean, I know it's still early doors, but it looks to be a two-car race. So my wheelbase is 8 Newton meters, and sensibly, I would say you don't need any more than that. Like, people that go, oh, you need 21 Newton meters of force. You don't. The only reason why you'd want to get a more powerful force feedback wheel is that it obviously just basically means that like 8 Newton meters feels slightly better, basically. It depends what platform you're on as well. With keyboard, bro, I would honestly say, because I can give you some recommendations, but of course some of them are platform specific. CS is
Okay,
tomorrow
George,
night.
Leclerc is ahead of you. We can't let them hold us up for too long, so let's try and get past as soon as possible and crack on. Push, push.
Asking for a Christmas pay rise. Yeah, so CS is tomorrow night, 6 PM UK, I believe. Have you got any tips for PlayStation? I would say probably go down the Fanatec route. Get like a CSL GTD. Would be my best advice. Whoa. I want a full Fanatec set. Move the upgradable 500 base. Yeah, because what you can do is if you buy the Fanatec CSL. Oh, babe, what platform are you on? Oh no, that was bad. Too busy reading chat. What platform are you on? PC. There you go, so you can get either or. I would go with the Fanatec CSL DD. If you get the 5 Newton meter one, you can buy a aftermarket boost kit for like £30 off like Alibaba and stuff. And then you've got a really good wheel for what, like £500-ish, I think. And then it kind of depends what you want to race as well.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Hey, welcome on in Still 6, I hope you're doing well, mate. Oh, we've got yellows, chat. Who's dropping out early on in the day? It's a Sauber. I think that's Hulkenberg. This is on 110 AI. Maximum AI.
Here's some information on Hulkenberg.
Strict track limits.
Right, they've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
No assists. It is basically as difficult as I can make this game. So Hulkenberg then, first retirement of the day. I think that's the same as we had in real life, isn't it? Hey, welcome in Rage, mate. I hope you're doing well, mate. Is this game previous than the last couple of games?
Yellow flag. Gap to your teammate behind.
Similar to F124.
seconds.
The racing's better. But I wouldn't say it's much more difficult or easier, to be honest.
Okay, clear.
Yeah, I just haven't had much time for the driver career mode at the moment. There's another episode going out tomorrow. I can tell you that for free because I've already uploaded it. So yeah, the next episode of Driver Career Mode will be out tomorrow, 3 PM UK. From Vegas, it's a good one. So inside the game, I think we're P3 in the championship, but this is basically following the real-life championship. So I think currently we're P5, because I think Leclerc's jumped us. I'm trying to make George Russell world champion. I'm actually now further away than when we started. Not ideal. Oh yeah, no, not on that, not on those videos, Smurf. Not on driver career mode. Don't lie to the fans. 110 AI on F125 is definitely easier than 110 AI on the last couple of games. They definitely made the AI slightly less competitive for some reason. I would say SD as a good career mode idea to start. You could either do like Cadillac coming in a year early, like I've done. You could maybe do like a brand new Christian Horner team, something like that. Maybe Toyota or Honda. Maybe you could even do something wild, like say Kawasaki come in, or something random like that. Why are we doing this? This is far. It's not even November yet. I refuse to have Christmas songs. I am one of those people that December 1st, yep, Christmas songs are okay. Before that, anarchy. It's one of the best things ever about when I left retail was the first year, and I sat at home one evening working, and for the first time I heard Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You, and I thought to myself, I haven't heard this 14 times a day for the last 2 weeks already, and I am a happier man because of it.
Now.
Peugeot Cremo, yeah, that's a good one. Or Citroen. Andretti Toyota, that's a good combo. Toyota have dropped one American team for another, have they? We're going to be able to get a run on Leclerc then. So Verstappen now has moved past Hamilton and Anthony. Well, Leclerc going for an early defence this time. Guess we'll try and go all the way around him.
Okay, really, really good.
Okay,
hit that target
there we go,
nicely.
wonderful.
There's a long way to go in this race, so let's keep it clean.
I will not complain about that one. Leclerc kind of defended thin air there, I felt, but that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. Can we get him out of the DRS now? Not quite. Might be able to through the stadium, though, if we keep pushing on. I think Cadillac will be towards the rear of the field, but I'm hoping they're not like a million miles off the back or anything like that. I hope we end up in a scenario still where we don't have like a true back marker, like a team that is always out in Q1, things like that. That's all I really want to see. Everybody still have a shot. Kind of like we've had this year, unless you're the second Alpine driver. Kind of everybody's got a chance. Unless Leclerc can get back past us up this next straight. He might have done a pretty good job here, finally getting some clear air. I think he's maybe taken a bit too much out of his tyres. Bottas and Checo have always both been good in midfield cars. I think it's just people forget just how good Hamilton and Verstappen are. Oh, we had it. Oh, it was exactly a second the gap then, temporarily. Oh, no. Second warning. We've got no more warnings, and a long way still to go. That was annoying. I just want to try and get Charles out of the range. It's always what annoys me about that outside curve as well, is you feel like you're going to nail it, and then it just throws you out wide. Oh, don't get another one. Don't get another one. There we go. I think we've got the gap, though. That's useful. I think it was up over a second at the right time. I don't know, though.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 14.
I've got no battery. Yeah, I can see Herta going in at some point for Cadillac not long after. But I think that's kind of well known, isn't it? That's why they're putting him into F2. Midnight tonight, my Christmas tree. I saw a brilliant one a few weeks ago. Someone had posted on like the 3rd of October going, why is someone already setting off fireworks? My dog's absolutely scared and he's knocked over the Christmas tree. It's just me and I chuckle. Such a dad type joke, but it's still so funny. Vegas is quite a weirdly fun one to drive on F125. I still always love Spa to drive on the F1 games. It's just seeing the AI suck this year. Slight chuckle, my dear fellow. Saints and Colapinto as your drivers. Interesting. Why Colapinto? Driver career mode again seems to be more fun than Mighty. But I think for a lot of people it's because you can't drive as yourself in Mighty. And I understand like their reasoning as to why they took the option away. But it was so stupid. Like, you should have had the option to either have yourself or not. Still. You should have been able to still put yourself in the game. That's why my team has died this year so quickly. I always crack dad jokes. What about the one I did with Scruffy earlier on? About how he said he's got 9 fingers. That's a dad joke. Colapinto inside this game is really odd. He sometimes does decently in my career modes. But like in driver career mode, he's gone to Ferrari. He's just terrible alongside Leclerc. He's basically a backmarker. Yeah, there's definitely a few things that EA refused to implement that I thought was FOM licensing. And I asked, like, the F1 team. And they were like, no, we just haven't. I know I've said it before, but imagine you could get a database editor in the F1 games. Oh, Leclerc's in. That's early. That's very early from Charles. But imagine, like, you could pay, like, £10 and you could basically mod drivers to different teams inside the game. They would make so much money from that. I would pay for it. I'm sure a lot of you guys would as well. Like, you can obviously now on F1 Manager for free. Why don't they just implement it? GB, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And Toast with another bit. But again, it would be a great money-grabbing thing for EA. Like I said, if it was £10, I'd still pay for it. I'm sure a lot of you guys as well would. Like if you could customise the roster or customise the calendar, that kind of thing. It's right up EA's alley. Thank you for another bit, Toast. Right, so now we've got a bit of breathing room. But Leclerc is either 2 or 3 stopping. So I've really got no idea. I didn't actually see what tyres he's gone on. So we'll wait and see. Yeah, if you could like just mod around a few more bits and pieces. Like, there's so many things you could mod. And that you definitely already can, because people have put the mods in previous games. It's just EA's anti-cheat this year doesn't align. Oh, I know what you're doing, Toast.
Window now, and you're going to be on hard.
I know what you're doing. All I want for... Let me guess, is the next one going to say Christmas? Yeah. It immediately gets timed out. Oh, Toast, I appreciate the bits, buddy. I can't ask Mark what size Charles on, because I don't believe he's my... I can only find out Oscar, and obviously I can see Oscar. I'm going to assume Leclerc went to another set of mediums, but I mean, we're looking at it at the moment. We could easily take these another 10 laps. Maybe that rear left is looking a bit angry. I think it would be fine. I think if we can take these to about 32, and then halves to the end, we're probably in a pretty good spot. Is it meant to rain in Brazil? I've honestly got no idea what the weather's meant to be doing. It's over a week away. I got really confused yesterday. I was uploading some stuff. And I was like, wait, is it Brazil this weekend? I was like, Jamie and I not podcast yet, but it's not. I thank you for the bit stop. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, it would be cool if we got some different tracks in the game. I understand why they don't, and it probably shouldn't be their main priority, but it would be so cool. So Leclerc's back up to 6th then. How are we almost lapping people? Are they pit? I think, yeah, they must have pit, haven't they? Mexico's a short track. Mexico's a really odd one, because it's a short track, but not a particularly short lap time. So you do kind of get close to lapping. Honestly, I'm not the best person to give advice on controller because I never use it. But I would say you want to look at changing like your brake bias and stuff as much as anything else to try and give yourself a fighting chance. I suppose, yeah, you get rainy season, don't you, in Brazil? Oh yeah, that rear left is going. Hopefully we're not going to end up in a situation like we did in Miami.
Boxing this lap, give us the best in lap you can.
Oh, Brands Hatch was so fun on F1 2013. So inaccurate, but so fun. Hey, welcome in, Mitch. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Jam pancakes. I hate to alarm you, but it wasn't me that said that. You're thinking of a very, very different creator. Hey, thank you for the bits, Peacocks. How do I deal with braking uphill? I always lock the fronts. I would say, best advice I can give, move your brake bias back 1 and reduce your pressure by 2% and see if that helps if you're looking at the fronts. But ultimately, you are always better off on the F1 game looking at the fronts from the rears. Always. You can normally still rotate the car if you've locked to the front. If you look at the rears, you're going to go spinning.
Okay, pit in this lap, and remember the speed limit.
So Leclerc's on another set of
if we
mediums.
exceed it. Keep
So
that in mind as
he's
you
definitely
approach.
at least 2 stopping. But if he's only planning on taking him 19 laps each, it's still not going to be fun except for again. He might be 3 stopping for Leclerc. I'm just going to keep trying to take these tires a bit longer. I've got a nice gap now. Hey, thank you for the follow as well, Peacocks. I appreciate it. I mean, the thing is, if EA go under private investment, I guess there's not as much emphasis on just getting profit each year. Like, the Saudi state might actually want them to build good games. I'm not going to say I guarantee it, but they might actually want them to build better games. Like, they might be more interested in a long-term project to try and make more money. Yeah, I think it's always hilarious, wasn't it? The fact we still had Bahrain short in the games, but it was never the right Bahrain short. We've done 3 different versions of Bahrain in Formula 1 now, IRL, and the short one we had in the game has never been used. I'm always staggered they never put that in. Because it wouldn't have even been a particularly difficult thing to implement, because that back part of the track is incredibly flat. You know, you could have even done a bod's job with it if they wanted to. Just connect it up.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on.
Can't use my MotoGP racing. I can understand the numbers bit is frustrating. Sochi was a terrible track. I'd much rather have Hockenheim or Vietnam. I mean, it's a bit of a shame that we lose Imola because of all this history, and it hasn't really delivered a good race since it came back, has it? Apart from 2020. None of the races have been particularly great. I mean, 2021 we kind of remember a bit about, but 2022 was mediocre. 2023... Was it 23 or 24 that didn't happen? That goes to show how memorable Imola is. Well, I don't even remember which year that was. That's not good. Make sure I don't gain. Happy to throw away half a second there, not to get a penalty. So, as long as we're still like comfortably ahead of Leclerc by the time I pit, this has been worthwhile. But he is pushing. AMS will probably have a much better tyre model though than F1. You just get no feel over what the tyres are doing on the F1 games. That's the big problem with it. It's kind of like you feel the chassis rather than the tyres. Yeah, luckily I'm someone that never really does much customization of like my game character and stuff, so it's never something that worries me. '23, yeah, was cancelled because of flooding. Why am I in 24 then? Is it just another max win? And then obviously 25, again, was Max trying to defend from Oscar, wasn't it? The thing is, any decent sim, any car that doesn't have ABS, you shouldn't need ABS, and any car obviously that does have ABS should feel good. So Leclerc's going about a second lap faster. I think we'll dive in end of 30 and then try and take hard to the end. The wear is getting quite high now. It seems to be getting worse. Since the Grand Prix moved to Hermanos Rodriguez, 1986, there have been 10 different Grand Prix winners. Name them. Right, I'll do that at the start of next lap then. It gives me time to think. Yeah, 24 was Lando chasing down Max, and then 25 was Oscar, wasn't it? Oh no, was it Lando again? I honestly can't remember. Again, it goes to show how memorable Imola races are. Full 10 strong. 10 different winners of the Mexican Grand Prix since '86. I'll get to next lap and then we'll go with it. I think I should be able to name most of them in one lap. Oh, come on. What's the gap? Oh, Leclerc's taking big time out of this game. This maybe wasn't the wisest idea, chat. Right, are we ready then? 10 different winners of the Mexican Grand Prix. So, time starts now. Lando, Carlos, Max. 2022, I believe, was also Max. 21, 20 didn't happen. Max in 19. Hamilton, I think, won 1 or 2 earlier on. 2018, I'm pretty certain was Max. I feel like Seb won one of them. Rosberg. Mansell. I think Senna won 1, Prost won 1. How many am I up to? PK maybe won 1.
Be aware the car behind has newer
Smurf, give me
tyres. Car
answers.
behind on newer
Am I getting
tyres.
them right?
You know what to do.
Bottas, I don't believe, has ever won Mexico, as far as I'm aware. Unless he won it in 90? No, I think it was Max again, wasn't it? I think that's sensibly all the ones I'm probably going to be able to guess off the top of my head. Oh, thank you, Formula Bacon. I appreciate it, buddy. The yapping is just fine. Yeah. Berger, Mansell, Prost, Senna, Patrese. I forgot about Patrese. Rosberg, Norris, Verstappen, Hamilton, Sainz. So I got most of those then, didn't I? I just think I forgot Patrese and Berger? I'm pretty certain. I'll take it. Oh, Leclerc is flying. Piastri's going quick as well, man. I got 8 out of 10, I'll take it.
Okay, George.
Don't bottle
we've
it
got
like
some
Chris.
clear track around us now, so let's use it and make this next lap
I
a
will
quick
probably
one.
bottle
Let's
this
go.
race, don't you worry. We're almost at half distance. This race has kind of flown by so far. It's quite a long one. Didn't know I stream, but you have seen my TikToks. So we used to have a guy that would occasionally pop up to our streams. That reminds me of you, Bacon. Can't remember his name though off the top of my head. What position are we in the Drivers' Championship? We are 3rd in game. We are 5th though currently. Because we're doing a... Basically what I've done is I freeze frame where F1 was after the summer break. So we've just done the races from Zandvoort onwards. Right, we'll dive into the end of this one.
Yeah, really good job on hitting that target, mate. Nice work. Still a long way to go, though.
Feel like we're sitting
Confirmed,
decent
we'll
race.
receive you at the end of this lap.
Yeah, it might be sandwich or something. Bro's wearing an Alpine shirt and driving a Mercedes. Got to be done sometimes. I don't have an Alpine career mode going at the moment. Oh, chat, fuel is going to be bad. I just realised, unless we get a safety car, fuel is not going to be good. We are burning through way too much. I think we started with like a lap and a half spare. So we've got through an extra lap's worth of fuel in 30. So we're probably going to be, what, about a lap down on fuel by the end of this race if I keep going the way I am? Where on earth am I meant to lift and coast? I guess if we get the DRS off Leclerc again or something like that. So I said if we lost the place to Leclerc before I pit, this strategy wasn't worth it. We are going to be, hopefully, right ahead of Leclerc when I pit. So he is flying along, but he might genuinely be 3-stopping. So I don't know. And we should now get an undercut on him. So we're still definitely in the fight, but Leclerc once again is very, very racy. Make sure we get it stopped. I completely forgot about that. No. Oh.
Okay, off we go. Back into the race. That stop wasn't great. We've lost some time there.
Dr. Surge, thank you for the follow. I hope you're doing well.
Okay, one stop to go. Just one stop left in the
Antonelli's jumped me.
strategy.
Marcus Dudley, can you please get him to let me through, please, Marcus? I would appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind awfully. That child is in front of me again, Marcus. Can you deal with it? Is that my accurate George Russell impression? I think it is.
This is our true position. We're on the same
Yeah, I've
strategy. They've pitted
had a
as well
lot
as
of
us, so
batteries today.
warm
It's
up your
very nice
tyres
problem
and
to
make the
have.
most of this stint.
I think the thing is, people forget most F1 drivers are really whiny. People used to moan about it with Lewis all the time, and then people moan about it with Max, and then George, and everybody moans. Core blimey. He just turned in on me. Actually, that wouldn't be George Russell enough. Core blimey. The radius of his car was far too aggressively towards the radius of my car. What could I possibly have done to avoid carbon metal colliding with other carbon metal? I don't even know if it's accurate, chat. I just use big words. I'll just say the word photosynthesis a few times. Have a tea break whilst you're at it. That was such a sassy one from Lewis. I love it. Right, I need to make sure I'm in the range of Antonelli next time round. Well, I'm going to try and lift and coast a little bit. I feel like a real Ferrari driver now with Lyco. I say, it's kind of that horrible gamble of, do you do it quite early and then end up with a safety car and you've just lost time? Or do you try and wait towards the end of a race? I normally do full quali and then 50% races, like for races I'm not streaming. The main reason I do 100% races for streams is otherwise the streams would be like an hour long. And that would just be a bit weird, I think. I like streaming for a good sort of 3 hours at a time, ideally. Somewhere between 2 and 4 hours I normally aim to stream for. Depending on what I'm doing.
Tyre condition still looking good.
I think the thing is, at the end of the day, you've got to do what races you enjoy. What I would say with 100% races, that does usually mean the strategy's a bit more interesting. The bigger races you go, the more strategies can work. Marcus, the child is still in the way, please, Marcus. Can we deal with this? The youth, the disgusting youth of tomorrow is in the way. Goodbye, boy. There you go. That's my best George impression for you all. Thank you, Marcus. I swear as well, we didn't have people like Marcus Dudley at Mercedes when Lewis was there. I'm pretty certain since George came in, they've just hired like every British person's name they could. Like Marcus and Rupert and all this, that and the other. Ugh. Don't corner cut. My George Russell impression almost got me cornered. Oh, that's like my old Wi-Fi rage bait. It's kind of mad when I look back and think how many times uploading with dial-up internet. I'm making myself sound tall. Thing is, I can't even do a posh accent very well. I can only do mine or Borat. That's it. Or the sea captain from Simpsons. I've now learned. Oh yeah, I should have said I got a McLaren there of Lando right on my trumpet. Cheap. Hey, George has been pretty good this year, to his credit. I understand that people don't like him moaning, but he's been one of the best drivers this season on the whole. People talk about Max obviously keeping the championship fight open, but George has usually had a worse car, and at one point looked like he could beat Max over. Right, well basically a half distance then. Yeah, Matt is faster than you. Can you repeat that you understand the message? Are we going any quicker than these guys in front? I probably should do a radio.
It's Verstappen ahead, and the time last lap, 1 minute 19.4. Okay, gap to the car in front, 6.1 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Their tyres are 12 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. This is great. We're gaining by around 9 tenths a lap. Keep it up.
Sorry, 2 stopping even. We're going much, much quicker than him.
Okay, gap to the car ahead.
Tyre wear on the hards is basically nothing as well. That's reassuring.
Gap to your teammate behind, 2.6 seconds.
So in this career mode, Charles Leclerc is currently leading the championship with 2 wins to his name. Although he looks pretty hungry to try and make it 3 this afternoon. I reckon the second half though could get quite eventful. Out of that list you've given me, I wouldn't say any of them, bar Oscar, have performed better than George this season. I certainly wouldn't say Bortoletto or Hadjar have. They've done very well for rookies, but I wouldn't say they've been better than George. Leclerc sometimes has, but I don't think enough. I think the thing is with George as well, he has been very consistent. What happened with Marcus Dudley? Nothing as far as I'm aware. Still trying not to run wide through that. Are we bringing the gap down to Charles? Oh, actually, to be fair, Oscar definitely is. So as long as we're closing in on Oscar, that's good. There's my... Can I get like a rival status? Teammate... Oh, where's rival? I don't know.
Systems all looking good. Head down.
Wonderful. Oh no. Again, I'm trying to avoid cutting that corner. Oscar passed me or Gabriel Brocklet. Oscar. Castro, yeah, does look to be pretty quick at the moment. I think he's really closing in on Charlie. Oscar needs a win for his championship. It's going to be so interesting when I finish this series to take a look at how different it is to IRL. Why did they get rid of the rivals? I guess it's because you usually got more than one. But even then, just update you on all of them. Still seems like a dumb choice to me. I remember back like on F1 2013 where you could select like a championship rival and stuff. There you go, Piastri through to the lead then. Okay.
Okay, here's the gap that
So at least we've got eyes on Leclerc.
5.4 seconds.
Oh yeah, but we all get angry when driving, don't we? We're all different people when we're behind the wheel. I just don't drive that much. Like, outside of my rig. I drove my car yesterday, I think, for the first time in 2 weeks. I just don't go anywhere that much. And that was only to see my parents and the dog. Ugh. Whoa. It's so difficult to try and get this car turned in. Like, it's got so much front end usually. Leclerc's got some real problems here, chat. He's lost 2 seconds this lap. He is feeble. I have no idea why. Oh no, that was stupid. I knew as soon as I did that. That was stupid. There you go. Well, hopefully we're only going to get the 1 penalty today, but we've done pretty well to stay without an extra warning for as long as we had. I have a BMW M140i in Valencia Orange. It's a good fun car. Completely in excess of my needs. But let's be fair, my needs probably at the moment are a push bike. But it was my gift to myself when I went self-employed. As like, I worked hard for a long time, I'd saved the money for it. So I was like, now's the time. Hey, I can ride a bike. I rode a bike not that long ago, actually. Leclerc's losing, yeah, like 3 seconds a lap. I have no idea. Has he got damage or something? I mean, either way, I'm going to keep trying to push on. Although, to be fair, Oscar Piastri wasn't that far behind him before, man, was he? So, Oscar's still going to be a threat now. There you go, Leclerc's pitting, so I just think he's wrecked his tyres.
Verstappen's ahead
Oh
of you.
no, that's not what I wanted.
Lap,
I wanted Leclerc, and I'm not going to get that either.
That gap ahead, please. 4.2 seconds. Okay, they're on old
Oh no!
tyres. Their tyres are
Antonelli's got in the way.
17 laps old. We think they've got 1 more stop. And you're closing
Damn it.
by 4/10 a lap. Keep it going.
There we go, so at least we got eyes now on our top 2. So we're definitely going quicker than Piastri as well. Matt can swim. Matt, in his younger years, was actually a very good swimmer. It is a fun fact for you, chat. I don't know if I've ever shared some Matt212 lore for you all. I was actually, up until about the age of 13, I was a county level swimmer here in the UK. The problem was I was also a county level runner, and then also at that point still playing rugby. So, and then obviously studying was getting more and more as well. So I kind of stopped doing all of it. Feels pretty much like overnight, to be honest. But yeah, no, I was a decent swimmer actually in my younger years. I still enjoy swimming now. I think I've said this before on stream. I think my ultimate I've made in goal would be to have a pool, so I could just go out and swim. I'm basically getting there, peacocks. Exactly. I could have been somebody if it wasn't for that knee injury. No, it was actually just education got in the way. And I knew, like, I was a decent swimmer, but I knew I was never gonna, I was never gonna be able to make a career out of it or anything like that. I mean, this was, like,
No
back
need
when I
to
was,
worry
like,
about the tyre condition
11
for
or
now.
12.
Everything's looking good.
but
Okay,
it
so
was
gap to the
rugby
car
union.
ahead,
I can't
3.5
honestly
seconds.
remember. I mean, back at that age, you're not really playing proper rules, are you? I can't even remember how many were on team, to be honest. But like, I'm 99% certain it was Union. I used to be a winger, though. Like, I was never big or anything like that. I just used to be really quick, so I could get down there. Down, obviously, the lines, the edges. I also should specify I wasn't a county level rugby player. I played rugby at my local club. We got yellows. That seems to be a Hascar breaking down. But I think actually I gave up rugby by about, no, it must have been 11 or 12. So Esteban Ocon then, second retirement of the day. He went 2 seconds quicker than Piastri that lap. Leclerc is 3-stopping. I can only ever play right wing because I can't pass to my right. Weirdly, despite the fact I'm right-handed, I was actually better on the left wing.
Caution, caution.
See, we haven't had a safety car.
Someone's come off ahead of you. There's
I
a
am
yellow
getting worried
flag
about that
ahead.
fuel figure. But I guess the good thing is in Mexico, there's quite a few places where you can lift and coast. I can LICO. There's a few options. Colt, thank you for the
Green
follow, buddy.
flag.
I appreciate it. So at least we know Leclerc's definitely going to have to pit again. So if I can get closer to Max and Oscar, we've basically got a pit stop margin over everybody still. We did win the championship in the LH44 career mode. We wrapped it up in the Qatar sprint after Norris broke down. It was a very good end to the season. And then we had a great battle with Verstappen in Abu Dhabi. There's a bit of 2021 nostalgia, in which I passed him on the last lap. Yeah, football as well I played for quite a few years. I kind of got into football a bit later on, because it was kind of, once I stopped doing a lot of the other stuff. It was kind of weird actually when I look back. I kind of started playing football when I stopped a lot of the other stuff, despite the fact I was much worse at football. But I was normally either right back or centre defensive mid. Right, are we getting any blue flags here? There we go. My best position was CDM, because I could just run basically all the time. So I can obviously play towards the back, but also then run up for attacks. Play goalkeeper every time because I lost all the bases. No, but then I played football probably from when I was, about 11 or... Oh no, I must have been 9 or 10 actually. Until I was about 16, I think.
And gap to the car in front, 1.9 seconds.
And then it was kind of, I think once you were above 16 where I used to play, you then had to go into like under 18s and then immediately up to under 25s. And I was like, I just don't care anymore. At football, I was never under any impression that I was going to be able to do that as a career or anything. I was pretty sure. Oh, no, that's not Verstappen. Wait, so Verstappen's lapped Tsunoda in this race. That's good going. I know a couple of my mates have got back into playing football again. But I was just never good enough where... So I know I've said this before, chat, but normally on a Friday afternoon now, so my brother-in-law works at a school. So they've got a, like, AstroTurf field over there, which they basically, obviously every Friday after school, there's like 10 or 12 of us that go for a kickabout. That's about as the height of my football kind of playing nowadays. But it is good fun to kind of get back into it a little bit. But of course, it's not really serious. We just have a bit of fun with it. You know, most of the guys there are in their 50s or older. I'm normally the youngest person there. But that's good fun. Just because I'm terrible at football, but no one really cares. If it wasn't for that knee injury, Dart. Yeah, Matt kicking old men. That's what I'll get. That's what I'll get done for. This track is so hard on AC. Is this track on Assetto Corsa? The only games I know it's in are iRacing. I guess there's mods for it. I guess the only games I know obviously are iRacing and F1. I have it officially. It's the old cliche. There you don't. Alright, come on. So Leclerc's losing more time. What's happened to Leclerc? He must have picked up front wing damage or something. He's having a stinker. How do you do consistent laps without fumbling? You have not come to enough of my streets. I always fumble. I think the weird thing for me, though, trying to answer your question fairly seriously, is in a bizarre way, I try not to think about it too much a lot of the time. I actually feel like I'm probably slightly more consistent talking and chatting at the same time. Because, I mean, as we saw at the start, I suddenly realised we were 10 laps into this race. And I kind of hadn't really focused at all. It's probably why I like live commentating races and streaming and stuff. Because it basically means I pretty much do the races of background and just have a conversation with you guys, it feels like. Like, I know when I edit back some of the other streams for videos, and I'll be talking about something completely random and just overtake someone, and I won't even think about it. And well, that doesn't really make for good footage. I'm talking about why Peppa Pig's a good cartoon, as I've just gone round the outside of the stand. The only way I can lock in is by not locking in. The only way I lock in is by locking myself out. And there's a philosophical statement for you all. Right, so if we can get... Whoa, what's going on? Sykes is having a bit of a moment. There we go, thank you. He will let us both by in one go, and he held up Oscar. Oh, we got yellows. Is that just Sykes letting people through? Yes, it is. So top three, they're all pretty close together now, but we're all on different strats.
Clear.
Hey, no worries, Marcos. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Have a good one. Oh, that could have been a warning. Oh, there you go. Piastri doesn't want to face the music. Immediately into the pit lane. So Verstappen's going to stay out, but at least we've both got DRS. Thomas all the way. Oh no, Thomas's tank engine is better than Peppa Pig. It's genuinely, like, and I'm going to preface this by saying it is still quite a few years out. But Matt212 and I think one of the biggest reasons we're looking forward to having kids is we have a good excuse to watch Bluey. Our children will be Bluey children.
Andrea's in the pits. Andrea is in the pits.
No, Marcus, you can't give him a pit stop. I want the pit crew all to myself, said George Russell probably. Hey, welcome in, Kieran. I'm doing very well, thanks, buddy. I hope you are as well. Nice and easy. Get the car in all the right places. Put Max in the wall. M. Beard in your lobby was sadly not me. Although we did have a Matt Beard come to the streams a few weeks ago, didn't we? That was weird. We had like me from a different universe. It would be insane, chat, if there were 212 Matt Beards in the world. How wild would that be? He was funny, unlike me. Bluey is awesome. I know, marking... Oh no, to be fair, marking this game is MARC.
Okay, George, we want to make sure we're saving some ERS, so let's try and charge it up now.
Well, I'm too scared to check how much spare fuel we've got, but I probably should. There we go, so Verstappen's in now. So we've got a big gap over, over Leclerc, sorry. Piastri and Verstappen have done their final stop, so that's the gap we're trying to hold on to towards the end. Or I take a set of mediums and then try to stretch them. And hope for them to quicker. I don't know. Gibbon's playing a horror.
Great stuff, mate.
I assume
hit the
that's for
target
Halloween.
well there. Nice one. There's a long way to go in this race.
Maybe
though,
I
so
should
keep
have
your
done
head
something
down.
like that. I kind of forgot it's Halloween, to be honest. Hey, welcome in, Adam. Better late than never, buddy. I hope you're well. I mean, F1 allows up to 26 cars. 24, I think 24 or 26 would be quite cool.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of it.
Cool, this is
Push
that
now,
Ricardo
we're
with Harvey.
boxing this lap.
You ask him anything, and he just goes, "We are chicken, we are chicken." How do you deal with ERS against the AI? It's a really simple trick. Lap 1, use it as normal. After that, put the car in none and just use overtake mode. It's so dumb, but so effective on this year's game. It's what I do in every single race. You can just use little splashes of it everywhere, and you effectively gain more speed than you lose out. It's so unbalanced, but it's quite funny. We got a 3-second penalty for corner cutting, sadly. Mexico is not a fun track, if for that regard. I actually haven't minded this race, though, to be honest. It's been more fun than I thought it would be. So we're still pulling away from Leclerc. So we've got 20
Box now,
seconds.
please. Box this lap.
So we're doing okay. Effectively, we can lose basically a second a lap towards the flag. Although we have obviously got to factor in that 3-second penalty. And I've got to maybe save some fuel. Dinner tonight is stir-fry. We were meant to be having one of Matt212's friends over. She's now not coming, and we're not changing what we're having. The Hulkenberg career mode is still going on. I normally run this series on the Friday before a Grand Prix, but then I couldn't last week because I was busy with some other stuff, so that's why we're doing it today. But the Hulkenberg career mode is still definitely going. Do not fear about that. Yeah, we need more Lyco towards the end. Definitely need more Lyco. Or a safety car. A safety car I genuinely wouldn't mind. If a safety car came out now, I'd bolt on a fresh set of mediums and go to the end. Yeah, the Hulkenberg race in Miami was eventful. That was a really weird one. We struggled there. I was annoyed with myself after that. But we'll be back in Imola next week. And then it will be Monaco after that, won't it, as well, which should be interesting. What's the easiest way I can learn to have no traction control? I would say do laps of Baku. I reckon that's the best track for learning no assists. I got a penalty for track limits. I just made 3 very minor errors, annoyingly. But I got punished for them. Oh, Pierre, move! What's that?
The bodywork's taken a few scrapes. Try not to make it any worse, please.
I might have been trying to go for his wing. I should. The red mist descended there, chat. I won't argue against it. The red mist descended. Yeah, I probably should have pit in the whole career mode. I thought the rain was going to stop earlier than it did. That was a mistake. I do usually listen to your guys' strategy calls. And to be fair, we got a bit unlucky with the RNG and the puncture. Right, so now we need to start Lyco towards the end. Join us on Twitch, Adam. You won't regret it. Plus, we're trying to get partnered, so it helps us out as well. There we go. So we can Lyco a bit then. There you go. So Leclerc's back into the pit lane, so we've now got to manage the gap to Oscar. So the best thing about this track is there's plenty of opportunities for you to lift out and coast. Quite a few big braking zones where you don't lose much time by doing it. I got a Lyco anyway. That's just the F125 experience. Did I do a fuel sim running in practice? I can't remember. Maybe that's what screwed us again. And we've got 20 laps to go. We've got 20-second gap. We're doing all right.
Side pods have taken damage. You might start to pick up a little bit extra drag.
Yeah, this is the Charles Leclerc experience. We're on lap 52 of 70, so we're doing all right. I reckon if I could Lyco well for a few laps here, that would be in good stead. It's just like short shifting down
Okay,
the
be
streets.
very careful. The floor's incurred massive damage.
Oh, there we go. That works out nicely if Verstappen and Oscar want to start battling. I will not complain if they start doing that, throwing away time. Or on the other hand, they might start slipstreaming each other and gain more. That would not be good. Oh, this Mercedes better not blow up on me, otherwise I will be sad. Are you dating anyone? I live with my girlfriend. We bought a house together, which I don't think I said this story, chat, a couple of weeks ago. But we went into my old supermarket where I used to work, and I was speaking to one of the ladies in there, and she was asking obviously how we were getting on and stuff. And obviously she was asking about like she already knows about like the house and things because I speak to her in there when I see her. But so the last question she said to me, she went, "So you two are quite serious then?" I was like, well, I hope so. We've bought a house together. We've got a mortgage together. Is that not quite serious? I had to kind of like do a double take. It was so funny. Oh, sorry, Kieran. I should have had the free meal, shouldn't I? Damn it. Oh, there you go. I think Max and Oscar are starting to battle a little bit more. And that works out quite nicely because they gained quite a bit of time on me that last lap. And now they're losing it all again. I'm married to the grind. To be fair, I have always said this as well. Where I dated for a little while, and Matt212 and I went on our first date. I know exactly what it was. It was the 5th of May. A couple of years ago, because it was exactly the same day I got my car. But I had already decided, obviously, because F1 was coming out not long after that, and it was going to be like the first F1 game release that I was working full-time doing this as a job. I did say to myself, I was like, if it doesn't work out with this girl, then I'm just gonna focus on work for a while longer. And luckily, it has worked out quite well with that girl so far. I would argue that we're serious in a relationship. Yeah, Matt bottled the marriage to the bride. I hope not. Yeah, Max is cooking, to be fair. I'm slightly concerned about his speed. Leclerc is still dropping further and further away. I don't know how much Lyco I can really afford to do at this point. Are you currently doing a Haas Road to Glory? Not currently, no. It's weird, this feels like the first F1 game in a while I haven't done something with Haas on. Maybe it'll return at some point, though, I don't know. So I can only hope as well that the Sackham's tyres begin to fall off towards the end. But I think, obviously, with all the Lyco we'll need to do anyway, we should obviously therefore be better on our tyres. I mean, we're barely getting over 1% a lap. We've been on these tyres 24 laps at 27%. I might do PSGL at some point. I've never done PSGL. I've done WOR a few times. I've won a WOR season. But I've never done PSGL. Am I going to go down the inside of my championship rival campaign? Again, the person that said that was not me. I am not TRL Limitless.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
I think that's the first warning I've had since the pen. Oh, Max is cooking, chat. I'm getting nervous now. I think I got a bit too confident a bit too quickly. Oh, this race might start getting painful towards the end. This is what happens so often in Mexico. I'm normally cursed around Mexico on this year's game. That might be the case today still. I thought maybe with this race the curse might be lifted. I'm not as cursed as I am at Silverstone. That one seems to be the ultimate curse on this one. But still. 15 laps to go, 15 seconds to Verstappen. All I can hope for, yes, the Dutchman's tyres begin to fall off. At the moment, I just think he's pushing like crazy to try and
Okay,
close
so we're
that gap
leading our
down.
teammate by 47.2 seconds.
I mean, like I said, I think the Lyco's costing me a few tenths a lap, but it's not costing us loads. We're trying to do it in a fairly smart way. Yeah, the thing is, the only problem with that is I wouldn't be putting Thomas Ronhart's split. I'm not as quick as Thomas Ronhart. Unless for some reason he got relegated to like F7 or something. I don't even know if I'd be that high. I don't know how many splits there are in PSGL. Oh, come on. Even a VSC would be useful. I don't think we're going to get one. Just because we've had 2 mechanical failures and people don't tend to make that many mistakes here. Kind of weird though how everybody's
14
basically
laps
one
of
half
fuel
a lap.
left. 14 laps.
14 laps of fuel. Oh, we're just slowly going more under. Engine's overheating as well. We're running into some real problems here, chat. I'm getting nervous. Because obviously the warmer the engine runs, the more difficult it is to save fuel. You can't really brake check the AI effectively. Because they just stop immediately. They know what you're doing. They react instantly. Spin around and get a red flag. That doesn't help with fuel usage, weirdly. I don't think. I'm much better off with a safety car. I just need like an AI to spin or something. That would be in the old F1 league. Hang on a minute, the last F1 League racing season I did, I won. Apart from Creator Series. I won WOR when I did that. Mainly because I was just consistent, to be honest. And I think Qatar, I was the only driver that didn't get a penalty, which is quite funny. Oh, the Gillen PSG LF2 was so funny. So funny. I remember seeing that afterwards, and I just couldn't help but laugh. I can keep up with PSG LF2. Jumps the start, still gets obliterated. So goes back again the next week and still was terrible. Yeah, well, no, the thing is I've always been like that. I just seem to be quite good doing that one season of PSGL. Sorry, of WOR even, not getting pens. Right, so Verstappen and Piastri then are hopefully going to start battling more. Trying a bit of a short shift up through there. Thing is, I don't want to lift and coast too much in case we lose loads of time and then get a safety car. So I'm basically trying to put myself in a scenario where we still can do a load in the final 2 laps if I need to. If I don't need to, then we haven't bottled too much time in the process. Gap to Verstappen is 10 seconds now. I'm getting nervous. Gillen does certainly like to think he's arguably slightly better at the game than he actually is. And I think he kind of forgets that obviously most people in Creative Series don't take it that seriously. And let me tell you, chat, from being in the Discord, Gillen takes it seriously. Oh yeah, Max is... And the problem is with Max at the moment is he's actually bringing Oscar to me as well. I mean, if we don't beat them, we are still most likely going to get third. Which wouldn't be a particularly bad result, all things considered, but would still be a bit of a shame. If I have to play it safe for P3, then I will. Oh yeah, we're just draining more fuel, aren't we? I can't do anything. Jake, thank you for the follow, buddy. I hope you're doing well.
And that's 11 laps of fuel remaining.
As I've said before, I completely understand why Gillen does it, but most of his content now with Create Series revolves around trying to create beef.
Gap to your
And I'm
teammate
just not
behind,
really a big fan of that.
46.2 seconds.
Like I said, I understand why he does it, because he gets very good views, but I think it's part of why CS is so toxic nowadays, is a lot of people kind of take what Gillen says as gospel, and it just isn't the case. Yeah, I didn't see many CS incidents before I got into it, to be honest. I saw the occasional bit of beef and stuff, but not a huge amount. Like, I literally show up most weeks, at most put 10 minutes of practice in and just try to have a good race. Try not to bottom it, basically, is my goal. Oh, Max now 6 seconds back. I mean, even Leclerc now seems to be getting back on with it again, so I'm not too sure what's going on there. No, to be fair, I don't know, I've never had any problems with Ben racing, to be honest, but some of the stuff I have seen with him is quite funny. I haven't really had many issues with many people in CS, apart from Kai. It's quite funny then when Kai's big argument is that he's so much quicker. I'm like, how can we keep having so many instants if you're that much quicker than me, my friend? It's not really how it works. He reminds me, I remember, Chan, this is a real throwback. I used to be, when Apex Online Racing was still a thing, one season back on F1 2018, I made it into top split. And I had about 6 separate incidents over the course of the season with Simon Weigang, who some of you guys might remember as like an Aston Martin esports driver. First of all, I've never known someone in F1 esports have so much bad luck as Simon Weigang. And when I say bad luck, I mean just makes excuses for himself, the fact that he's not that good, or not as good as anybody else there. And I remember him going, oh, you know, like, I'm so much quicker than you. And I'm always there going, how do we have so many crashes if you're so much quicker than me? How are we near each other on track so often if you're this much better than me? I mean, the thing is, well, Alex is a very good, obviously, thing of, he doesn't try and claim that he is the steward or anything like that, but always getting one person's perspective on incidents is quite funny. So Hamilton's now dropped down to P6. No idea where Antonelli is now in this race. I assume he's just in a very lonely P7. Yeah, Max is going to have me before the end, though. I think if I can just stick with him and save fuel, that might work quite well. Because Piastri seems to be dropping back as well. We're getting towards the end of the race, so I've got to have a little bit of a rant, haven't I? It's just how it goes. Oh, come on. Yeah, so I think goal now, chat. Try and stick with Max, save some fuel, and hope that he can help us. I mean, he's got the gap over us already. Near enough. This might work out quite well.
8 laps of fuel remaining.
We'll wait and see. I need to save some battery though. Yeah, the standard 212 rant of the stream. You guys love it. Love seeing me in a competitive league. Maybe I'll have, maybe at the start of next year I'll have to do some proper competitive leagues. Problem is, I just prefer iRacing for proper racing nowadays. But I could do some F1 ones. Might do like a season of WOR or PSGL or something. It means find topics for Matt to rant about. Oh, that could be just about anything. I can rant about some random stuff. I can't keep Max behind. I mean, I was literally about to say I should try as best as I can, but he's immediately on past me. I just need to save fuel behind him and hope that he's still quicker than Oscar. Stay in the DRS and try and do what we can.
We've got a lot of spare
Top
energy.
five CS drivers
Okay
on
to use
aggression,
your
aren't they?
overtake button.
If I got same split as Kai in PSGL, that would be hilarious. I don't think I would, but it would still be funny. Right, big Lyco then. And turn one. Surely we can save a bit more fuel now. The only thing I'm worried about is the engine temps are going to go even higher. And if we can just stay in the range of Max, this is very good. I can't even remember where Max is in this championship at the moment. I don't think he's doing badly, but I don't think he's at the front, is he? I think, are we still ahead of him? I don't know. Oh no. Dirty yet. Haven't had to deal with that in a long time. Oh, this is horrible now. I've suddenly got to try and push again. Otherwise Max is going to get away. I'm bottling it, chat. Come on, stay in the range. No, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, it's already gone. He's already gone. Oh man, Verstappen is so good in Mexico. We're 0.3 laps down on
Car
fuel
in
now.
front
Oh,
is
we
a
need a
second a lap
miracle.
faster. 1 second.
We need an absolute miracle towards the end.
You've lost some time to the car
Oh
behind.
yeah, my fancy graphics for the championship table. Oh, how am I meant to save the fuel towards the end? Ultimate Lyco towards the end of this Grand Prix. I don't think, to be honest, even if we didn't have the fuel save, I don't think we would have had enough to beat Max. Looking at the way this race has gone. I think Max is honestly just too quick. He's basically gone into Max mode towards the end of the race. Box for Leclerc. I mean, I guess even if I ran out of fuel, we'll probably still score points. Because there's so many cars that are a lap down. I mean, just look how much fuel we're burning through. Like I said, I think it's because of the engine temp. And I know obviously Mexico is high altitude, so you're always going to have more engine temp anyway, but it's really cost us. Well, I should have let Oscar buy before the DRS zone.
Okay,
I mean,
that's
surely we can still beat
5 laps of fuel
Leclerc.
remaining. 5 laps of fuel left.
Surely we can beat Leclerc. Yeah, we just got to try and stay on the podium, I think. It's the harsh reality of Formula 1 sometimes. Rather than what you think you deserve, sometimes you've just got to take what you can. Can you predict when Leclerc will be world champion? Maybe next year. Who knows? Ferrari might cook. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Come on, just a few more laps. Gotta make sure that I keep the gap over Charles, who I had no idea what happened to him, but his pace just completely fell apart about halfway through this race. For quite a while, and then seems to have recovered again. I can afford to lose 9 seconds to him. I think I'm going to run out of fuel though before the end, unless we can find something extra. I'm probably going to run out of fuel still. That's not good. I mean, you can't really short shift enough. You can't really do anything
gap
with it.
ahead, 2.5
2028
seconds.
after Leclerc joins another team. I would be mad if Leclerc goes somewhere else and immediately wins the championship. I mean, I'm lifting out so early into turn one. I mean, we're definitely gaining a bit more back now I'm looking at it. But I'm also trying to manage the gap. That's the other problem. I'm trying to both gain the fuel back and manage the gap to Leclerc as best as I can towards the end. You can normally get away with being a tiny bit under, right towards the checkered flag anyway. Like 0.05 or something. Yeah, we've only got 7 seconds to Leclerc though. So we are losing a lot of time to him. If we're going to hang on for P3, I think I'd be pretty happy. Oh, just so annoying. You'd think, well, we put an extra lap of fuel in, we would have been good all day. I keep forgetting how much of a drinker this Mercedes is. I mean, even the short shift out the final corner is barely doing anything. This is a 10 race season. We started it at Zandvoort. I do like Maltesers. They are good sweets. They're sweets, chocolate. Maltesers, I often say, are underrated. Oh, if we had a mechanical failure now after all of this, I'd be so angry. I think my hope is that I can basically save as much of it as I need to before the last lap, and then we can push. Just to try and make sure that we keep the gap over Charles. Because he's the big one that I need to outscore here. I know Oscar's ahead of me overall as well, but I'm not so worried about Oscar. Leclerc's the one with a big advantage at the top of the table. It's definitely getting there. We are definitely getting there, but the problem is Leclerc's also getting to us. Leclerc is effectively now less than 5 seconds back. Oh, that's not a warning. I haven't got another warning now, chat. I can't afford to do anything stupid. Otherwise we will lose that place to Charles. Come on, 3 more laps. 4 seconds to Charles. I'm good to see GB leave CS, man. Although I was thinking about it afterwards, I genuinely don't think I've ever seen him on track. I don't think I've ever raced him, I don't think I've ever battled him or anything. I can't think of a single moment where I've been near GB in CS. But I like GB, I've spoken to him a few times before. I've met him in person a couple of times as well, he's a good guy. He's the kind of person you want in CS. Which is a bit of a shame that, of course, he's also the kind of person leaving, to be honest. It feels like a lot of the guys that I quite like in there are now going, which is a bit sad. He hates realistic. I can understand for someone like him as well. You know, he's one of the quickest guys there, but it has completely screwed him over. I think they made a mistake going equal cars this
Okay,
season.
just 2
But
laps of fuel remaining now.
here's what I will say, chat. When they put it to a vote, I think I was one of 2 people that said no to it. And I can't remember who the other one was. But there were not many of us that opposed it, and I did oppose to it. Because this is exactly what I thought would happen. A lot of the quicker guys would get frustrated that suddenly a lot of the slower guys are beating them, even though they're still not as quick.
Okay,
I don't think I've ever been lapped in
teammate by
CS.
44.6 seconds.
I don't think. I'm not that quick, but I'm also hopefully not that slow. This was my big thing, obviously, when it happened, was obviously when they were kind of debating about having a realistic cars. I was like, it kind of just takes the, you know, people understand with real life Formula 1, the whole point is, of course, the best drivers get the best cars. That's just how it works. And of course, in a series like that, it was deliberately making sure the best drivers got the worst cars. If Formula 1 ran like that IRL, no one would watch it. Because all you'd ever talk about is, well, this person had the best car. If a team has the best car, they normally will then be able to get any driver they want. Oh no, Leclerc is now 3 seconds back. I think we're just going to have to try and push on this last lap if I want to have any chance against him. And I know Leclerc will do the same. Come on, keep it tidy. We're still 0.1 under. But we've got to try and keep that gap.
Final lap.
Oh, this isn't looking good. Leclerc got such a run out of that final corner. I just got no straight line speed over him either. Well, the best driver has won in the worst car. If you say that. Because Gillen has. I don't know if he's the best driver in the CS, but he's definitely up there. It's 5 PM in the afternoon or evening. I would say 5 PM in the afternoon or 6 PM in the evening. 5:30 apparently is my cutoff. Oh man, we're not even going to be able to hold Leclerc up. Leclerc's going to get me on this last lap. Well, with the penalty. Such a shame. We had good pace through this one, but I always knew Mexico. It kind of felt like it was going too well too early on today. That's going to be what costs us. When's the car going to go into low fuel mode?
Okay, gap to the car ahead, 10.7 seconds.
Max Verstappen, though, he will win the Mexico City Grand Prix yet again. And that massively helps him out in the championship as we got yellows out now. Because we've got to try and defend from Leclerc, at least on the road. Oh, try and defend, Oh! Leclerc has me on the run to the line. Sonoda will unlap himself. At least effectively the penalty made no difference in the end. Because we just did not have the fuel. That is a shame. That is a big shame. Oh, that was good fun though. I enjoyed that race still. That was good fun. We had some good chats.
Stopping Max Verstappen. He takes victory.
I don't. The races where I have to spend half of them
They
Lycoving
had to
are
be
annoying.
decisive with their overtaking.
I should
today.
just
They
put
worked
more
their way
fuel
through
in the
the
car at the
field,
start, I think.
and those kind of race victories
that's
are
ultimately
so
what costs to see it.
enjoyable because it's not just like winning from the front. They
I think
really
the thing
had
is
to
with
work
Creator
for it
Series
today.
as well is it's like everything. It's always got a lifespan. You know, it's only going to be for so long.
Well, it's been a long wait for many of our drivers, but the wait is always worth it. Bring them out to the awaiting crowd. It's time for our podium celebrations. One of the all-time
I didn't get a
greats
puncture this time.
celebrates yet
To be fair, my
again.
tyres
It's
were only
another
at
podium,
85%
it's another
on
top
Tuesday.
step for Max Verstappen.
Wait, who won 2K noggin, sorry? After a 10 noggin bet? That is very good going. Let's have a look. Where am I going? That one was... Oh, Sosa! Fair play! That is incredible. Very well done, sir. I've got it rigged now, because Sosa's doing 2-2 Motorsport. He always gets those kind of
Well,
points.
that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
Well, there we go then. Verstappen takes the victory ahead of Piastri, Charles Leclerc, myself, Norris, Hamilton, Antonelli, Albon. Antonelli was the last car on the lead lap. I didn't even realise Yuki was in the points a lap down. That's pretty impressive actually. All things considered there. I think it was just Hulk and Ocon, wasn't it? Oh, excuse me, that retired. So most of the field was one lap down, which is that's quite uncommon to see inside this game. What are the championship standings in-game doing? So Leclerc still leads, Verstappen up to P2, Norris now third ahead of Piastri and myself, as we've got a bit of a buffer still over Hamilton and Antonelli. Constructors-wise, Ferrari and McLaren tied at the top, as we are now just 2 points back behind behind Red Bull even as well. So Yuki Tsunoda, those points have put Red Bull in third overall right now. So very, very good going by them. Max won from 9th on the grid, man, so he was definitely on max mode today. I don't think there was a chance we were going to beat him in that one. Jammy, thank you for the follow as well, buddy. I hope you're doing well. So, let's go get those points. Oh, no, that's the wrong keyboard. Let's go get those points locked into our championship table, chat. We'll take a look at the most beautiful graphics you ever did see here on Twitch or YouTube. So, Max gets 25. Oscar gets 18. Oscar came second, didn't he? Yeah. Oscar gets 18, yeah. Charles gets 15. We get 12. I still use Windows 10, yes. I don't like Windows 11. Norris 10. Hamilton 8. Antonelli 6. So Norris 10. Hamilton 8. 6 for Antonelli. Was it 4 for Albon and then 2 for Yuki? Yeah, Albon, Yuki, and Carlos. The final ones. So 4 for Albon. 2. Oh, no, that's Bortoletto. 2 for Yuki and 1 for Sainz then. And then 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0, 0. So, what does that do overall then, chat? Well, it means we are 80 points now back behind Ferrari. Piastri now is 2 back ahead of Lando. So at least that fight's still heating up at the front. Charles Leclerc still 8 points ahead of us as we are 25 now behind Verstappen. So we need a bit of a miracle in these final few races as well. But miracles can happen from time to time. So I reckon we can still get P3 overall. Mathematically, we are still with a shot right now. There's 116 points still available, and we are 113 behind Piastri. So I basically need Piastri and Lando to crash into each other in every race and every sprint between now and the end of the campaign, and we could still theoretically win this championship. If we even somehow leave Brazil with a mathematical shot, I will be staggered, but I think the battle between Oscar and Lando, though, is going to be quite impressive towards the end of the campaign. I mean, Oscar just finishes on the podium every week. He just never wins inside this series, which is pretty good going. Max, that obviously is his second win. Charles had 2 wins. I've had a win, and Lando's had a win. So, all very, very interesting. Further down, Hamilton's still obviously in a very lonely P6. Antonelli still ahead of Albon. Then I believe it's Alonso. Sainz and Hulkenberg are tied now. Then it's Yuki. Then I believe it is still Ocon and Stroll tied on 27. Then Hadjar, Gasly and Bortoletto are tied on 22. Then 20 for Lawson. 14 for Ollie Behrman. And then 0 for Franco Colapinto / Jack Dooham. There we go. There we go. So at least we got an idea of what the championship table's doing. But yeah, I mean, I think that's going to round us up, isn't it, chat? I don't obviously need to do a video outro or anything like that, so I'm going to end the recording there before I forget. Like I said, though, we'll be live tomorrow with Creative